What is going on? You in the tube. This your boy Trucker Will. We trucking it like always, trying to make this money, trying to make this dough. But before we get into it, remember to like, subscribe, and share, and hit that bell below so you know when I come out with new videos. I'm a black top journey. So we out here on Turkey Day, and we are just sitting here at a truck stop waiting to do our perspective deliveries tomorrow. It's been a wild week. I got a special guest that's gonna come to us all the way from, I think, about almost 1,000 miles from where my location is. Like everywhere. I'm in a different part of the country, everywhere you can possibly think of. But today we got a special guest, the one and only Trucker Al, who's coming to us from Montana, where it's slightly cloudy with the chance of snow, I think. So, we have a good time. Me and him chop it up all the time. And I said, you know what, bro? Why don't we just talk about the conversations that me and him have while we're driving down the road, trying to get to our next load, trying to get paid. So without further ado, we're gonna bring in my boy Trucker Al, see what's going on with him. All right, here we go. What is going on, Trucker Al? How you doing, man?
Yeah, buddy. Up here in the up here in the frozen tundra.
Over here in the frozen tundra, man. I feel that.
Hmm.
So we were having a conversation. This is a Turkey Day conversation, and we both were kind of feeling some type of way. We both out here on the road. We both kind of away from our prospective families. Your family's over there in New York. My family's down there in Georgia, and we are continuing to keep America moving. And one of the conversations that me and you always have, we always have this conversation about money and about how if we weren't in trucking, it would be kind of like nerve wracking. Well, not necessarily for you, because you have other things that you've been working on. Because you've got some years on me, you got some wisdom on me. I never call anybody necessarily old, but
Right.
you got some wisdom
I
on me.
got it.
So we always try to keep it positive. You got some wisdom on me. So we're live on both sides. We're live on Facebook on my channel, and we're live on YouTube on my Trucker Will channel as well. So basically, what are some of the things that we have conversations about and we can go back and forth on?
Oh God. Some of the conversations we have. I don't know. Do you really want to get banned?
We can keep it PG, man. We can keep it PG. Okay, so the biggest conversation that me and you have, and we have this going back and forth when we look at our loads and we look at the amount of time that we travel.
Right.
And one of the biggest things that you said to me is like, man, it seems like I have to drive a lot more. And then you came to this realization not too long ago, like, damn, I'm out. It seems like 2 or 3 weeks more than what I used to. And then you went
Yeah.
to go pay went to go pay some bills. And this is what go ahead. What did you say?
Well, it's funny because my bills are. I got certain bills that are due in the middle of the month and some that are due in the beginning of the month. But I
Okay.
decided I was going through. I was paying all my bills, and it was funny because I had went through and paid everything that was due, and then it wasn't 5 minutes later after I get done paying all this money out, and I mean thousands of dollars in bills, and then all of a sudden I get a text message from Geico. Oh, by the way, we're taking $137 out of your account in 3 days. It's like I'm
No.
I'm I'm beating a dead horse out here. It's like I'm out here working. I'm out on the road, and lately I've been out here for 4, 5, 6 weeks at a time, and I'm paying on bills to have stuff that I don't use. I don't get to see this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, I'm paying internet at home. For what? Who's using it? Nobody. I'm paying electric bill at my own place. I'm paying rent at my own place. I'm paying all this stuff, but it's like I'm never home to see this stuff. I'm never home to enjoy it. I'm never home to use it because I'm too busy out here working out on the road to pay for this stuff.
Yeah. To pay for it.
It was just it was mind-boggling the way. I mean, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and it's like, oh no, it's time to make some changes.
Mm.
But this is some of the stuff that we talk about. Besides the freight and how freight is, and what freight's paying and stuff like that, and good areas and bad areas, and but just like on a personal level, talk about redundant. I just I don't
It
know.
is redundant.
It was like an epiphany, just right across the face.
Man, you'd be surprised that, like, for people that are watching, you'd be surprised at us truck drive what the conversation that us truck drivers have. We
Somebody
talk
about to
about,
get a ticket.
oh yeah, you got the cherries and berries. Somebody's getting pulled over. As you can see, he's dealing with the snow out there in Montana. Um, so here's a recap, guys. If you guys didn't watch my last video, and I was kind of ranting, but here's a recap of my last week, and it's a continuation. So this is what I told him. I said I got a call yesterday. Well, yesterday before I got here, and they said take this load over to a spot to get reworked, and I'm like, okay, but it wasn't until the next day. So I had to sit. So I sat the whole day, went over to this spot. Now, mind you, I took my time to call this other spot and say, hey, can you guys do this? They're like, yeah, it's gonna cost you anywhere from 200 to 70 to $200 for us to rework it. They chose to go with another company and charge them $2,700. I had found a company that was gonna do it for between 70 and 200. They had another company that was gonna charge them $2,700 to rework this load. And really, what it ended up being is that a box at the bottom of the pallet broke, so it caused the whole load the whole pallet to shift, and it was a few of them. So they had to rework and shrink wrap the whole load, stuff like that. $2,700. Then I'm like, okay, when are we gonna be able to get this unloaded? So they said, this is our last ditch hope. Run over there and see if they'll take you. So I boogie over there to see if they take me. I get to there. Guys like, there's nobody here for this load. I'm like, well, they told me to come here to see if y'all could get it. They're like, let me check. So he's putting the numbers in. He says, yeah, we don't have anybody here for this. Yeah, you're gonna have to come back Friday. Reschedule the load to come back Friday. So I called dispatch. I'm like, yo, they tell me that they're not gonna take me. He says, hold on 1 second. Go park. So I go park. I'm sitting there for like 20 minutes. The people, they wave at me and tell me I gotta go. So I gotta go. He says, yeah, you have to come back on Friday, schedule an appointment. So I'm like, yo, not only did I get did over 3 times in one day, it was just did over 3 times. That I had uh my little clip art of what I was feeling like. Here's what I was feeling like. Broke back truckers. I was getting bent
If you
over.
guys only knew how much time Will and I spent trying to figure out a good thing for that was we spent too much time on that one, but that worked out pretty good.
See, guys, it says broke back truckers, hurting truckers' feelings, starting Prime Ink driver in Costco because they just hurting my damn feelings. So I go to this other Love's, and there's this over here. They got a Panda, they got a Starbucks, they got a Carl's Jr., McDonald's, all within like a 10-minute walk. So I come over here. They got a Denny's. I'm posted up here. Go get me a shower. That's why I'm looking all so nice right now. Because before I was looking rough. I was looking like caveman Wolfgang, something like that. Just looking horrible. Caveman Wolfgang. But then now they're like, I'm over there I'm over there getting ready to get in the shower. I'm sitting on the toilet, sitting on the throne. What we doing? We in the shower. We trying to sit on the throne, take the Browns to the Super Bowl. Maybe they go to the Super Bowl. No offense to any Browns fans. And Nip. This is the kind of conversation that me. You get to see his reactions. So we sitting there, and then it says your pre-plan is changing. For prime drivers that know, when it comes across your phone that your pre-plan is changing, you're immediately like, what the hell? So I called him like, yo, why is my pre-plan changing? He's like, oh, we're not sure when you're going to be able to get that load unloaded. So we have to take the load from you. I'm like, you guys are just taking $4,000 away from me. Like 4 G's. Like, come on, man. He's like, so I call him. I'm like, yo. He's like, yeah. I was like, you do know the load that I'm on is the one I told you I didn't want to take, right? And he's like, yeah, I saw that. I'm like, yeah. So now we wait. And now from Al's perspective over there in Montana, he's got a whole lot of extra shit that he's got to deal with. What are you dealing with over there in Montana?
Mm. Well, I mean, I picked up this load here in where was it? Phoenix, Arizona, and I mean, it was mid 80 degree down there, and the route that I took to get up here was just a lot of headaches. But I raced to get up here, so and I knew my delivery wasn't until Friday morning, so I raced to get up here to beat the snowstorm that we are currently getting. And originally they were calling for 8 to 12 inches here.
Okay.
We didn't get much more than a dusting here, but the 90 is apparently a sheet of ice. And but I raced to get up here to do a 34 reset, and and then I realized, I got here yesterday with probably late morning, and then
Hmm.
sitting here all day today. And now, typically, I mean, Will and I are usually out during the holidays, anyways. I mean, we're not, we usually don't go home for Thanksgiving or Christmas. And but normally I'm driving, so today would be like a normal day.
Right.
This sitting here during the holiday, it gets the wheels spinning, and it was just like, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's been a couple of times today where I'm thinking to myself whether or not I even want to do this anymore.
Facts.
I
Facts.
mean, it's just a lot of the BS that we go through on a regular basis. And then, I'm sitting here thinking like I know damn well the owner of this company sitting at a table with his family. The driver managers, they're all sitting there with their family. The dispatcher, he's sitting there with his family. I'm sitting here in a freaking truck in the frozen tundra in a snow globe. Hey, you know what I had to eat today? No BS. You
Wait,
know what I had to eat today?
peanut butter and jelly?
Damn right. Two peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and half a bag of Fritos.
I at least
That's
got
what that.
Denny's.
It was. I was
Bro,
gonna eat McDonald's, but apparently they got families, so they decided to close.
close. My Denny's. I had a French toast with hash browns, turkey bacon, and a sweet tea. It cost me $24. Had there been two of us, it would have been $48. I was like, man. I was like, this. I think
That's
the thing that
crazy.
I think the thing that bothers, well, that people don't realize, that they're like, "Oh, you chose this job," and then this goes into the other conversation. Um, your your girlfriend, wife, whatever designation that we want to call her for people out here in the world. I don't know if Miss April. I call her April O'Neil, from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. April O'Neil. We'll
She's the
salute
wife.
her.
She'll always be the wife.
She's the wifey, right? So we had a conversation. I mean, and you guys want to know what the real deal conversations be like. So as truck drivers, we're always looking
Mm.
at different ways to make money. Are we making the most amount of money for the position that we're at? We're always looking like, is the grass greener over there? Should I go over there because it looks more appealing from a distance, but then it's astroturf with holes in it. It's just got crabgrass, but from a distance it looks like good grass. So the conversation that we have is Miss April, she works her ass off. And Al's over here on the road. And she had a conversation with one of her associates that was working. I think what'd you say? She was working nights?
She works nights and she wants to go to days, but she said she couldn't afford it. So when April and her compared paychecks,
Yeah.
the girl that was working the overnights is making about $2 an hour more than April because she is working overnights. However, when they compared paychecks, because the girl was making $2 an hour more, she's in a little bit higher tax bracket, so the government's taking more from her. And it turns out that in retrospect, she's really only making 40, $50 a week more than April.
40, 50 more dollars a week. So if you calculated that, what would that calculate to? Like $1.75 a day more, something like that? Something around that.
I mean, it's
Something.
just, it's
It
this
makes it
conversation.
it makes your mind like do things. So then when you think about it, right? When you look at when you compare it to what April is making per hour and what she's left with at the end of the week, and then somebody else is working overnights making $2 or more hour than she's making, and it's only ends up being $50 extra a week. What are you doing with $50? I think when we did the calculations, it was deplorable. It was
Yeah,
depressing. It was
yeah.
depressing. And then
Well, I mean, the
go ahead.
thing is, we started talking about, you know, people who are making, say, on average, $17 an hour, and
Okay.
what the general cost of living is.
Mhm.
By the time, I mean, we could have this conversation again. I mean, I can grab my notepad and pen and paper. We can start here,
Let's.
doing some
I got
math.
all. I got all night, bro. All night. get, get the pen and
So
paper.
hold on. Let's we'll do this. We'll
We'll
do
do
this
this
for the
live.
people.
We'll do this. We'll do this for the people.
Hang on, look, I'm even gonna start a new sheet of paper here.
And she works 80 hours a week or 40 hours a week.
40 hours a week. Now we're gonna try to use some different numbers because um, not different numbers, but more like even numbers because I do most of this math in my head. But say you got somebody that's making $17 an hour. It would really help if I had a pen that worked. There we go. This one will work. So let's say $17 an hour times what, 40 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? 1734, 680 a week. Um, is that right? 1734, yeah, 34 times 2 is 68. 680 a week, so you're probably bring home, let's say 500 a week, because you're going to take about 180 out in taxes. So you're going to average about $500 a week. Now, in April's case, she gets paid bi-weekly, but $500 a week is $500 a week, is what it is. Now, multiply that by 4 for the 4 weeks a month, you're talking $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
So, $2,000 is what she makes for the month, and that's bring home, take home. Um, so now, let's say rent um, is 950. You get a 2 bedroom in somewhere or whatever. Say it's 950. Okay.
What some people are gonna say that where are you getting rent for 950? This is
Well,
upstate New
we're
York.
yeah, in upstate New York, central New York, you can get a 2 bedroom apartment for about 950 a week. Yes, some are more, some are less. I mean, like I got a 2 bedroom. Like right now, just to clue people in, April does live on her own, and then I have my own place as well. We are in the process of changing that. However, she does live in a two-bedroom apartment and she's paying 950. I also have a two-bedroom apartment and I'm paying 1250. So it depends on what luxuries you want.
Right.
But in her case, she's got a real nice two-bedroom loft. Actually, it's a beautiful place, but 950. We'll say is the rent there. So now take that off to 2,000. What's that leave you with? 1050
So two
for the month.
thousand. So we'll go 2,000. 2,000.
Minus 950 for rent.
950.
Leaves
Nine
you one
fifty
thousand
rent
fifty dollars.
equals not equals what?
1,050.
$1,050.
Mm-hmm. So now, um, well, let's do some basics. So, gas and electric. Just a single person. I mean, she's not there that often. Let's say $100 a month.
100
That's
a
for electric and gas. So now we're down to 950.
hmm.
$100 a month for internet.
Wi-Fi. 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 100
You're
bucks.
breaking into my fucking neighbor's shit.
Can I get that, please? Let's see.
All right.
$100
And
for
now,
Wi-Fi.
let's see.
What's up, little man? I
So,
see you in there. Little man came. My little man Mally slid through and said, "What's good?"
all right, all right.
Yeah,
So we're down to $850. So now,
850 right now.
you need a vehicle to get back and forth to work. Her car payment is five and change. We'll just say 500 for the sake of easier
Car.
numbers.
Now, some people
So
might say, "Well, can she take the bus?"
no, there's not a bus out where we live. We live out in the
Okay.
sticks. There ain't no buses out
Oh,
there.
car 500 a month. That's not
Car payment.
including what's the other thing? Insurance, right?
Right. Well, hold on. Car payment alone from 850, we're down to 350.
350 left.
Her car insurance, single woman at her age, perfect record. I think she's paying like she pays a little bit more than I do. I don't fucking understand that, but I think she's paying like 140 because when you have a car payment, you have to have full collision. So 140 a month for car insurance
140
from
insurance.
350. So we're
Sheesh.
we're we're down to 210. Look out, we're becoming broke.
Already.
So we right now we got rent, gas and electric is paid, internet's paid, car payments paid, car insurance is paid. Oh, cell phone.
Still,
Got to have a cell phone. Everybody does.
how much is the
Uh,
sell?
what would be an amount for a cell phone bill? Um,
150?
ish. Let's say it.
150-ish?
We'll
Yeah.
we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. We'll say it's $100.
Okay.
Say we're being generous. We're down to $110 for the month. Look out.
110.
Here we
110
go.
left for
So now you guys
the
got to remember
month.
we're doing this monthly here. I remember that. So gas, $50 a week in gas,
Gas, $50.
give or take. You got to get back for it to work, grocery store, whatever. 50
Yeah.
bucks a week, which would be $200 a month.
Jeez.
Oh, look out! You might need another job. So
This is just
currently,
for gas. 200 a month for gas.
so currently, you're all ready for this. So you got your rent paid, your gas and electric paid, your internet's paid, your car payment, car insurance, cell phone bill, and gas to get back and forth to your $17 an hour job.
At $17 an hour. 17 bucks an
Currently,
hour.
currently you're negative $90.
$17 an hour. You are neg 90
And wait a
bucks.
minute. But wait, there's more. You haven't eaten yet this week. You haven't eaten yet this month.
Sheesh, yo.
So how much do you think the average person would spend in a week, or yeah, in a week on food? Now, I mean,
Give her
you can't include our fat. Um,
our fat asses.
okay, I didn't know
Sorry.
we can curse on here, so
YouTube,
I
sorry, Facebook.
um, because we eat out at the out on the interstates and everything's jacked up out here for us. So because apparently they think we make money. But
Right.
so let's say okay, now you got to remember we're gonna discuss about April. So she eats like a bird.
Okay, even at
So
the cheapest amount of food, I mean, you're still gonna
well,
spend
let's say $20 a day times 7 days a week to
20
eat. You're
a
talking
day,
140. So now you're talking 280, $560 a month just in food.
500 and what?
560
560 in food.
in food. So now we are currently
Negative. This is for one person, guys. One person, ladies and gentlemen, just one individual person working at Walmart making $17 an hour for the basics. For the basics, what are we negative?
negative $650.
Negative 650 bucks.
But wait, there's more.
There's still more that's got to throw at it. Go ahead.
What if you have a little shit running around?
Oh, you have a child. Oh God, at
Right.
17
So
bucks an
now,
hour,
well, hold
what?
on. Now we need daycare.
Daycare.
What's the average cost on daycare for a week?
I think it's anywhere from 250 to 300.
So
We'll say
300 a
270.
week.
We'll say 275. We'll say 275 for the week.
Well, you really want me to do some math, don't you?
Daycare, 275 a week.
Times. Hold on. 150, 550 times 2 is 1100 a month.
Sheesh, yeah.
2468. Yeah, it's 1100 a month. So
Eleven
now,
hundred, 1100 a month for
we'll
daycare.
say daycare. That's some shit right there. So currently, we are negative $1,750.
We are negative $1,750. $1,750 on one person working at Walmart making
So
$17
you're
an hour.
working at Walmart, and yeah, you're making $17 an hour,
That's
and these
crazy.
you're paying your rent, your gas and electric, your internet, car payment, car insurance, cell phone, gas for the month, food for the month, and daycare for the month, and you're at negative seventeen
Seven.
fifty.
And people don't understand how when people say I need to make X amount of dollars, that's at $17 an hour. That's not bad. That's not bad pay. Not
Well,
bad
the thing is okay. So you're $1,750 in the hole.
for the
Even if
month.
you went for the month, even if you went out and got a second job,
Yep.
you would have to work two full-time jobs just to break even.
Yeah. If you work two full-time jobs, that's 80 hours a week. You would still be at zero. You would have
You
no.
would barely be breaking even.
So what is that negative? Divide that by 4. 1750 for the month. Divide that by 4. How much is that negative each week?
Hold on. Apparently, I'm the math teacher here.
Is there mathematician Al?
So 1750 divided by 4. Oh, hold on.
437.50.
Yeah. Yeah. So just to break even, just to break even, you would have to get a job to where, again, you're making a second job where you are making $435 a week
So that
just
means,
to break even. Well, and the thing is, now remember, if you're working a second job, you're going to spend more money in gas
yep.
because now you got to get
So
back
you're
and forth to that job.
facts,
Oh,
facts.
wait a minute. Now, April's vehicle takes synthetic oil. What if you need an oil change? That's There's $100 right there.
That's $100 right there, yo.
You're gonna have to get an OnlyFans page just to make it through life. I mean, it's just, but the thing is, if you really think about it, the sad part about it is how much money the government takes from people. Okay, now this is something that got me heated the other night because Will made a comment about the government and I went off. The one thing I can't stand is this country, is this government, and the word tax. This is one thing that mm-mm, nope.
The tax
You
word.
you want to piss off Trucker Al? Let's talk about tax.
Tax. T-A. Hold on. T-A-X. Oh,
Mm,
that's funny.
mm. No.
Tags.
Oh wait a minute! I'm just now seeing all these comments. Here we go.
Oh, that's just me putting. That was just me putting all this stuff in.
Oh, gotcha. All
My
right.
little man has been responding and stuff like that, but that's just me putting all the comments in. He put something waving. I don't know what that was that he was saying, but tax. So go
Oh,
ahead.
you want me to light up again, don't you?
Sure, we got time, bro. We got time. I was like, wait. Hopefully, maybe the people from this company see me drinking these and be like, yo, I got all day, bro. Got all day. Let's crack
I
it
got
open.
nothing but time. Let's do this. Man, they ain't got the Red Bull that I've been sucking down on the last couple of days. They don't carry it up here.
Oh, they don't carry them up there?
No, it's the
Oh,
Juneberry, but according to April seems to think that the Juneberry one is it's a
it might be.
seasonal thing.
It might just be where you're at. Really, it might just
Right,
be
that's what I'm
where
thinking.
you're at.
So I tried a different one, and it was dragon fruit or some shit like that. Oh my
You
god,
gotta,
that was the worst. That was
you
the
gotta
worst
try
thing I've ever put in my mouth.
you gotta try the blue one. You gotta try the
The
blue
blue
one.
one. There's a lot of
Yeah, it's
blue
blue.
ones.
It's like blue. It's
Blueberry.
yeah, blueberry.
They had that in there. I thought about getting one of those.
That and the yellow. Yellow's good. But elaborate on your taxes that you're talking about. Tax. Also lose a damn tax. As he lights up his
Believe it or
phone.
not, I fucking quit smoking. But he wants to talk about tax.
The taxes, bro. The taxes.
This government. All right, so again, remember you're talking to truck drivers.
Yes, truck
Our
drivers.
road conditions are beyond horrible. When you have a brand new truck, and now let me tell you something. Let me back this up just a little bit. So when I started with this company, they gave me about a month and a half into it. They gave me a brand new 2024 Kenworth.
Right.
I left the shop, went up to the 80, got on the 80 in Illinois. By the time I made it to Indiana, I had already fucked up my alignment on this brand
Damn.
new truck.
Damn.
My steering wheel, in order to go straight down the road, my steering wheel was at about 1 o'clock. This is a brand new damn truck.
Right.
That's how bad our roads are. A brand new vehicle, you could screw that up in 10 miles.
Sheesh,
So
man.
That was horrible.
Just
I couldn't believe that that had happened.
broke back truckers.
Right.
Just get
But you
broke.
know, you think about it. Our road conditions are horrible. Our rail conditions are horrible. Look at our airports. Our
Yeah.
airports are that of a third world country. Our
Hmm.
airports are falling apart. Our runways are falling apart. Our entire infrastructure is beyond garbage. We're not
Jacked
doing
up.
anything. You see a bunch of road construction, but how many times have you gone down a road that was just freshly paved, it's all brand new markings and everything, and your car is still doing this? It's like they can't get anybody to pave a flat road to save their damn life. And sometimes I think these contractors do this shit on purpose. However, what pisses me off is when I see something come across Facebook or TikTok that our government, these old ass fossils that we have sitting in DC, are sending billions and billions of dollars to other countries to
Facts.
help rebuild them. If we've got all these billions and billions of dollars, why are we not putting it into our own country? Now, this again, you guys got to remember these billions of dollars that they're sending across the ocean to go rebuild Ukraine and all these other countries. That's money that you gave the government. That
Hmm.
word tax,
The tax word.
that's just a word to say give me that's just money to the government. That's all that word tax means. It's money that's going to the government. Nobody else is getting it. If
Yep.
you go to Walmart and you buy something and they're, 8% tax or whatever, Walmart don't get that money. That's what tax means. It goes to the government. So they get all this money. And now think about it. I'm sure, everybody's heard, the whole line of, you go to work, you get a paycheck, the government taxes your paycheck, they take the money. Then you go buy something, there's a tax on that, so the government takes more of that money. You buy a car, there's tax on that. You buy a house, there's tax on that. You buy property, there's tax on that. You buy food, there's tax on that. You buy clothes, there's tax on that. You buy a pair of sneakers, there's tax on that. In the end, if you really, really do the math on it, the government's actually getting 60% of the money that goes to you.
Yeah.
60% of the money that is supposed to be going to you, the government takes from us. And why? Let me ask you this. What has the government done for you?
I
Now,
think a lot of people.
I for one have never been on welfare. I've never had government assistance or anything like that.
Hmm.
The government hasn't done a goddamn thing for me. Nothing.
I think that a lot of people. I think that when you ask for specific help, and when you're asking for help, you're saying I'm working, but the money that I'm making is not enough to cover everything else. And then the automatic thing is you're not doing enough. Excuse me. The next thing is go out and get another job.
Well, I was going to say,
And
now, so say somebody is working, they can't
mhm,
afford to make ends meet, and they go down to your public office there and you apply for assistance. What do they
yep,
tell you? Denied.
yeah,
You make too much money. They deny
I,
you
yeah, they deny you.
because you have a job. You're making too much money.
I think the
So in
threshold has
order,
to be changed. The threshold
in
needs to be
order,
changed.
in order for you to be approved, literally need to be unemployed. But the thing is now, from my understanding, is if you go to apply for assistance, if you are able to work, they will literally force you to fill out applications at certain job places to get a job.
Hmm.
And then when you land that job for 10, 12 bucks an hour, sorry, we're going to kick you off of assistance because you make too much money. but yet you don't even make enough money to cover rent.
So then that well,
But
there's
this is
some
your
people
government.
there's some people that will say, go get a job or go live in an apartment that is cheaper than where you live. And I don't think that the mindset matches the present day that we live in. I think the present day that we lived in, a lot of people have not caught up with the present day. I think that they're still back in 2021 or through the year 2001. I think a lot of people are stuck there when prices were ridiculous and you could go get a studio apartment and pay $700 a month. And they're still stuck in that mindset. And
Okay, but
now,
see, now we just looked at a two-bedroom apartment for 950, and we're still $1,700 in the hole.
yeah,
Now, even if you get rid of the car payment,
you're still
eliminate the whole
there.
car payment. You're okay, so
You're,
you're saving $500 a month. You eliminate the car payment. Say you shoe leather express it to work.
yeah, you should level the
You're
express
still
it.
1,200 in the hole.
Yeah. And then they want you, then they say, go get another job. So then it's like, where am I going to get another job at with I'm using the shoe leather express. But that goes into the whole thing why you got the newer age kids like, what's the point of going out to work? What's
Right.
the point? And then
Well,
as
and see that
parents,
like what we were saying before. As parents, if you have an 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year old that's at home, and you're sitting here questioning yourself as to why the hell they still live with you, this is why. Back when we were younger, okay,
shit,
my 18th birthday, my parents kicked me out.
get the fuck out.
I
Excuse
turned
me, get out.
18. I spent
Right.
my 18th birthday moving my shit out, and I ain't
Well,
even lying.
but I think at that
Those days
specific
are
point,
over.
I think that at that specific time, the it's time for you to get out here and do your own thing and become your own person, become your own man, pay your own bills, get an understanding of that. When you move to this point in time where you are living on your own and you watched your rent go up $300-400, you watched your insurance go up $200, you watched every physical thing that you used to have a budget for go up. You're like, what the hell am I
But your
doing? I'm
pay
already,
stays the same.
and your pay stays exactly the same. So then you look at us truck drivers, this trucking channel, and we always keep it 100% real. I pull no punches, and he definitely pulls no punches. You look at it, we work 70 hours a week. We
Depends on how
don't
you
go
look at
home.
it.
Well, yeah, we don't go home. We're in this truck damn near 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We don't go home. We we
And see,
stay here.
that's what a lot of people don't understand. Okay, most people, when you get out of work, you
You
get
go
to go
home.
to a home. You
Yeah,
go home. We get out of work,
we're still
still
here.
here. This is
No,
like I said this to April to prove a point. I said, what I want you to do is I want you to go to work at Walmart, and when you get done with your shift,
go sit in the back.
you stay there. Go sit in the back. You stay there, and then you get to eat, sleep, shit, shower, shave, whatever you got to do, all there at Walmart. And then you sleep there, and then when you get up in the morning, you're right there at work. You do that for a month.
And see how you feel.
That's what truck driving is. Here it is Thanksgiving. You see Will, where's he at? You
Truck
see me,
stop.
where am I at?
Truck stop.
In the
Sit here.
truck. So even though we're not currently working, we're not driving,
We're
we're
home.
still
We're
here.
still here.
He's sitting in his driver's seat. I'm sitting in my driver's seat. You know what I do for work? I'm right here.
Whoa, just all you do is this. No, that's not all we do. It's not all we do.
If it was that easy, everybody and their brother'd be doing it.
Well, I think the misconception is that we just sit behind a wheel and drive. but they have no idea the stresses that come along with the drive. You know how many times I've been driving and my stomach ends up in my chest?
You're right. I was sitting there thinking about I was sitting there thinking about this the other day, and when I had started my YouTube channel, um,
Many, many moons
the
ago.
whole, you're right. The whole point of starting that was to help people and show people what it was like in the trucking industry, and help if this was a career that they wanted to do,
Yeah.
to help people get into it. And here we are 6 years later, and I was just sitting here thinking about this like a week ago, and it was like, there ain't no way in hell I would try to convince somebody to get into this industry right now. No, if
I
somebody
would.
was to come to me right now and said, "Hey, listen, I really want to get my Class A license and I want to become a truck driver," 6 years ago, I would have done everything I possibly can to help that person.
Hmm.
Now, I would do everything I possibly can to convince them into doing something else.
Well, here's the question. Here's the other important question. What do you do else than this? Because the average person that comes into the trucking industry is looking for a way to make better money. And we all see the money. We all see, $2,000 here, $3,000 here. I think, unless you're a quote unquote owner operator or, you know, lease operator, but there's challenges that come with even that.
The hell was that?
Oh, somebody gave me a thumbs up.
Oh, cool. All I see is
So,
this confetti start dropping. I'm like, what the hell?
but you you think that the money's good, but then this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand is that being a trying to go be your own boss, whether you're going to be company, whether you're going to be lease. What I tell you to come into the industry, yeah, come into the industry. This is the best time because the money that you're going to make is going to be more than that $17 an hour that you're going to be making at Walmart. But there's a sacrifice that comes along with it. It's not
Yeah, you're
gonna
looking at it here. Here it is, Thanksgiving. Look where we're at.
that's the sacrificing part.
Sacrifice.
You know, um I think a lot of people get the misconception that it's just easy, we make all this money. I keep it real with you. Like this week has been horrible. I'm in a load that the load shifted, not at any problem of mine. They have to rework it. It costs the company $2,700 for them to rework the load. I bring the load back and they tell me they can't take it till tomorrow. And in the process of it being tomorrow, then they take the load from me because they don't have a definitive answer because nobody's answering them. So they take the load that I had that was gonna be my reload. So I don't even have a load now. I have to go drop that load off and hope that they take it. Or it could be another day. And guess what? It's Friday. So if I don't catch a load tomorrow and they don't want to take it on Saturday or Sunday, I'm sitting here till Monday, which would be a week of sitting in California not making no money. I mean, obviously I'm making money and getting layover, but it's not what I could be making pulling a load down the highway.
Right. The other thing is especially like when you've been in it as long as we have, you start to live the trucker lifestyle. Okay, so if you're making trucker money, is what I call it,
Yeah.
you start to live that trucker lifestyle. I mean, now look at me here. I just said, like I said, I just, put out almost $4,000 in bills. Was I able to pay the bills? Yes, of course. I'm broke as hell now. I mean,
As
so,
me and you used to, as me and you used to say, you would say, I'm missing a couple of zeros.
right, and that's what I'm talking about. Is
You're missing a
when
couple.
when I drop a zero or drop two zeros, we got problems. And I
Missing.
dropped a zero last week when I paid these bills. I dropped a zero, and I'm not gonna lie, it made me feel a kind of way. And
Made you hurt your
yeah,
insides, right?
yeah, I'll tell you what, I made some instant changes. I'll tell you that. I made some damn right I did. It was an epiphany.
He was like, poof.
It was like the Lord said, "The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh."
Snatch it away.
Yeah, he
But I
did.
I think that a lot of nowadays the present life that we live in is that we get into this mindset that, oh, you can do it, oh, you can do it, and it's they don't under people don't understand that the trucking lifestyle is completely different. They don't understand that I can go in here and grab something to eat, a slice of pizza and a drink, and it costs me $10. $10.
You know,
I can get
I just said to April yesterday.
I can get one of these. One of these. Two of them are $6 for two drinks. A case of water is $12 for some water at a truck stop. Like I said, I just had Denny's by myself. A
You know what
small
I would do right now for a home cooked meal?
$24. Bruh,
I miss a home
man.
cooked meal so bad. I just told April that yesterday. It's like I'm dying for a home cooked meal because the shit you eat out here, it's all the same stuff. It's the McDonald's, the Wendy's, the Burger Kings, the Taco
Oh,
Bells, the Denny's, and even if you get food in your truck, I mean, I don't have like cookers in my truck. I don't cook. I can't cook like that. Not only that, by the time I get done running, I mean, I'm running 650, 700 miles a day. By the time I get done, the last thing I'm worried about is hooking up a cooker and frying up some food or something. Yeah, I'm eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or bologna or something like that because I'm too tired to do anything else.
and
And
people think that we just have all this time. It's like, no, when we get done with driving, it's pretty much post trip, sleeper berth, maybe go in and get a shower, maybe get something to eat, back to the truck, turn on something to watch so it can put you to sleep. Make sure you have your alarm clock on so you don't oversleep. Wake up, look, make sure your truck didn't get knocked, pieces of your truck didn't get knocked off.
yeah,
Do the pre-trip, get your coffee, and then you're back on the road again.
yeah, and that's our life, day in and day out,
Yep.
7 days a week. We don't get 2 days off
Two
every
days,
week.
man.
I mean,
But that's
I
the
mean, see, that's the thing. It's like,
and you
uh,
and you're a company driver. You're a company
right?
driver. You're not a lease op, not an owner op. You are a company driver, and you're still working as hard, just as hard as I am, and you're a company driver. Like, come on now.
Because that's the
But
only
that,
way that I'm gonna make money.
but that's the other thing. Everybody will be in my comments saying, "Oh, go company," and da. And
That
it's
don't
like,
make a damn bit of difference.
thank you. You're not making shitty money. I mean, I ain't gonna put your business out there. You're not making shitty money. But just to put it in retrospect, you have to do a shit ton of miles to see a decent amount of check. Am I right?
I'm averaging 3,500 to 4,000 miles a week.
3,500 to 4,000 miles per week for you to see a decent
And
paycheck.
if I knew how to turn this camera around, I'd show you. I'm actually looking at my tripometer right now. I did 713 miles yesterday.
And people are gonna say, "How the hell did you do that?" Well, his truck's not governed,
My truck goes faster than most.
so you can put more miles down, but you have to be able to make more money.
Yeah,
And then the
that's the
question,
only. If I only did 400 miles a day,
yeah,
I'd be like my budgeting off of that paper. I'd be in the hole.
well, this is the other thing. People will say, go work as a company driver. It's like, okay, on average, a company driver for a decent starting company, it makes 60 cents. Somebody was in my comments telling me about, be a company driver making 60 cents a mile for all miles,
And
$2,100
that
a week
okay,
rent.
so okay, let's figure that out. So if you're making 60 cents a mile, say you do like truck rail miles, say you're doing 4,000 miles a week.
Mhm.
Figure that out. What's that? 612 is 2,400. If you're on a 1099, I mean, yeah, you'd probably put a little bit more money in your pocket. But
But that's if you're 1099. That's not
right,
that's not W-2. That's
most
1099.
companies, most mega carriers will be W-2. If you pick up out of a Chicago company, you'll get a 1099. But okay, so $2,400 a week. But think to yourself what you just had to go through to do that. So
Facts.
now okay. So like you were saying, we work 70 hours a week. Now, in order to do 4,000 miles a week, yeah, you're going to be driving at least that. And yes, we have these things called 34 resets where we get a day and a half off, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. However, 90% of the time I'm running on recaps. So even though you just did 70 hours in 7 days, you're not getting a day off because now on your eighth day and your ninth and 10th and 11th and 12th day, you're running recaps. There's times you're running 2, 3 weeks straight off of recaps because you can't afford to take that day and a half off.
And that's another thing. People have conversations with me about, well, they'll tell me, "Oh, I'm taking a 34," and in my mind, why would you want a 34? Like, keep moving so you don't ever have to stop.
But see,
I don't
that's
like.
where our mindsets are. We want to keep rolling. We've been doing this long enough. We know in order, you don't make money unless the wheels are spinning. Like right now, neither Will or I are, well, Will might be, but I'm not. I'm not making a dime right now. I didn't run
I'm
today because I'm a half an hour away from my receiver and my appointment doesn't deliver till 8 o'clock. That's a whole nother story in the trucking industry as far as these appointment time bullshit.
Good
We're,
God Almighty.
but here, I got up here yesterday morning. I'm literally 30 minutes away from my receiver, but I don't deliver till 8 o'clock because, well, they had to have the day off because it's Thanksgiving. So, yet this is why I'm doing a 34 reset. I didn't have to. I still had almost 20 hours left on my 70-hour clock. I didn't have to do a 34 reset. I'm just doing it because, well, I don't have a freaking choice.
I think
So
that the 34-hour, like, people will be like, well, you don't have to do this. You could do something else. It's like, okay, honestly, what else could you do
tell me,
to make money
right,
that's
to
going
make
to
money to
pay
pay my
you
bills.
to pay your bills? What else could you
Right.
do? Because everybody's like, oh, go home and go local. And I'm like, I would love to be able to go home and go local, see my wife, see my kid, my grandkid, my mother-in-law. I'd love to do it. But the big conversation is like, what am I gonna do? Because I thought about going and being a police officer. Thought about that. Look at how much they make per year. I make more here. I make more doing this. And actually, my job doing this is more dangerous than doing that job, statistically speaking.
Yeah, it is. More
So
truck drivers die than cops do in a year.
in a year. So do I want to get shot? No. Do I want to have to deal with the possibility of that bullshit? No.
Well,
Do I
now
want to
let's
deal with
let's talk
four
let's
wheelers?
talk about the whole going home and do local. So yeah, we have a Class A license. Can we go home and do local? Sure.
Sure, we
Do you
could.
have any idea how many job offers I get to go home and do local? Now let me tell you something. I
This
just
is a good
watched an ad
question.
pop up a couple weeks ago for the town that I live in, and they're looking for plow truck drivers. They drive a 10-wheel dump and with the plow on it. You guys know. So
Right.
I called the guy and I'm like, hey man, that's something I'd be interested in doing. I've got experience driving dump trucks. This is what I did before I came out here. And me and the guy had a talk, and because of the budget, you can only do 40 hours a week. There's no overtime, no matter the weather. So after it was all said and done, we got through the whole description of the job description. And I asked him, I said, okay, well, what's it pay? $25 an hour.
$25 an hour, yo.
$25 an hour on a W-2. Now figure that out. That's $800 a week minus taxes. You'll bring home about 650 a week. Where the hell am I
Six
going with
fifty
that?
650 a week is no bread, man. It's no bread.
It's only
And then
$150 a week more than what April's making at Walmart.
and that still has you at a negative deficit. You're still
And
at
I have a
you're still
Class A
at
license.
and you're still negative based off the numbers that we did. You're still negative.
Yeah, I'd still be in the hole. And now, that yes, there are other opportunities. You can go work for FedEx or UPS or something like that. Well, first of all, I'm not unloading a trailer.
Nope.
I am not in that good of shape to be unloading a 53-foot trailer. You're out of your freaking tree. This is the
Come on.
reason why I do what I do because of the
Damn, they just cut Al out. Trucker Al just disappeared. Well, Trucker Al will be back here shortly. Don't know exactly what happened to him. His phone just went out. Hmm. Anyway, guys, we're still having a decent conversation about, the trucking life, trucking world, things that go along with this. I'm pretty sure he ended up getting a phone call or something like that. Somebody called him, but we'll see. We'll see what happens if he comes back. But that is the overall partial conversation. When he comes back in, we'll slide him back in here to. I'm assuming he probably got a phone call from his wife or something like that. But that is a conversation, guys. Like, everybody will come at you and say, "Hey, well, why don't you go home and why don't you work local?" But when you look at the average, and this is upstate New York, other places throughout the United States are going to pay less. Other places are going to pay lesser amounts of money. So when you balance it out and you look at it, it's better for you to stay in the situation that you're in. That's why I stay where I'm at. People don't understand. They say, "Oh, well, why don't you do this or why don't you do that or why don't you?" It's not because it's not thought of. It's more along the lines that I've done my due diligence and know that with the due diligence and the work that's being done, the best possible outcome is for me to stick where I'm at. So we're gonna take a short little break, guys. We're gonna see what happened to Trucker Al here, and we will be back with you here in a little bit. All right, guys. Be right back with you. All right, guys. So we had to come back after that quick commercial break there. We got your boy Trucker Al coming back at you. Like I said, guys, he had a conversation. The wifey called him, so he had to get off the phone real quick. So here, let's bring it back in. Trucker Al's back in the building.
Leave it to April to mess it all up.
Yeah, right. She gonna do her little thing.
She's like, I told her, I said, yeah, I was just live with Trucker Will, and she's like, oh my God, why didn't you tell me? It's like, listen, this all happened so fast. Like I didn't even have time to shoot out a text.
I didn't have time didn't even have a time. It's just it's like that. That's how we move.
Sent the
That's how we
link.
move.
Jump in. Here we are. Back in. Yeah.
Well, you have to tell her next time that we'll next time we have a conversation, we'll have to bring her back in so she
Give
can
a
give
whole
her,
different perspective.
yeah, give her whole perspective on what is going on. But what were you saying before now? What were you saying now? You were saying about
Well, I mean, kind of like if I go home and did something local, I'm not
yeah.
emptying out the damn trailer. There ain't no way in hell. I'm not in that type of shape. Now, at my age, we're not going to discuss
Right.
my age, so just let's not go there.
Won't go
But
there.
there's a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. I run dry van, so the most physical part of my job is literally to get out of the truck, go break the seal, and open the door. Um, I got a brand new 2024 Kenworth T680, so it rides smooth.
Smooth.
But man, I tell you, still 700 miles will beat the shit out of you. But I
Have
mean,
your
I got
legs like jello.
right. I mean, I got back problems. I got shoulder problems. Like this shoulder, my left shoulder, something got tweaked in the shoulder blade. And now what happens is it happens. It comes in and out, and it happens 10, 15 times a day. But like all of a sudden, I'll get this really dull pain in my shoulder, and then
Hmm.
everything from the shoulder down, and then these three fingers, my thumb, pointer, and middle finger, all go tingly, like they fell asleep. So something happened to my shoulder, and it's pinching a nerve.
Okay.
Now everybody like, well, why don't you go to the doctors? Where?
Where
I'm in Montana,
they don't have health care that's great up there.
and
And
show me a
if
doctor's office that I could pull this thing into.
right, you gotta get an Uber, which is they may not have Uber up there. You could be
Well, and then the thing is, like, even if I went home and went and saw my doctor, let
right.
me explain to you how this is gonna go. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the doctor. They're gonna touch and poke and prob. And, oh, we're gonna need X-rays. That is the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because the next dumbest fucking thing to the government is this medical shit. I X-rays are only gonna show bones. I
Right,
don't
they're
have a
not,
broken bone. I can move the fucking arm. There's nothing wrong with the bones. But we got to do an X-ray first. We have to. Oh, so sorry. The X-ray didn't show anything, so you're gonna need an MRI. But wait, before you do an MRI, you got to do 6 weeks of physical therapy. So now, obviously, my arm, I can move whichever fucking way I want. It doesn't fucking hurt. That's not the fucking problem.
right.
Physical therapy ain't gonna do shit. But I have to do 6 weeks of physical therapy because the insurance company won't cover the MRI that costs $10,000 until I do the
Jeez.
physical therapy. So I'm gonna go to physical therapy and I'm gonna go like this to the physical therapist and then I'm gonna fucking punch the dude in his fucking face and be like, there, it works. And then he's gonna write down in his notes, up full range of movement, everything seems perfectly fine. What's gonna happen? The insurance company's going to deny the fucking MRI because it's $10,000. They don't want to fucking pay for it. And if I got full range of motion in my arm, then what the hell do I need an MRI for? They don't give
Waste of
two shit
time.
that I'm fucking in a whole lot of pain and that these three fingers go numb. They don't give two shits because theirs don't. So,
Man.
I just went to all these damn doctor's appointments. Now, let me ask you this. As a truck driver who's out on the road for a month to 6 weeks at a time, how the fuck do you expect me to do 6 weeks of physical therapy if I'm out here on the road? I can do my own physical therapy.
Never a dull moment. I be talking. Never a dull moment. Like, bro, this is how me and him be talking to each other because we need something to keep us, you know, like keep our eyes open. Like for real.
But this is
Like
the shit that pisses me off. I mean, it's just.
I think that that we get this bad stigma like, oh, we're lazy, we don't want to do this, we don't want to do. We do a lot more than what you think we do in the first couple hours of the day. Like,
I do
shoot,
I do more before the sun comes up than most people do all day.
facts. You're getting the average person's getting up out of bed 8, 9 o'clock. I've already drawn 400 miles, 300
Shit.
miles, and had my first
8 o'clock
I'm
in
on
the morning, I'm on my 30-minute fucking break.
my third cup of coffee. Like,
Right.
real talk. And not let alone having to worry about deer or stupid four-wheelers or
Now see,
whatever.
I do this shit all the time. And in fact, I just told a lady this the other day. She got mad at me and I kind of ripped into her a little bit. But, I'm the type of person that, you picked your job. And there's a lot of people out there who are like, well, you picked your job. You're right, I did. And let me say this, be thankful I picked this job, because if I didn't pick this fucking job, your fat ass wouldn't have been sitting there at that table tonight eating that goddamn turkey, because it wouldn't have gotten there. So be thankful there's dumbasses like me that picked this job.
Here's the other thing that a lot of people don't realize is that I said this in one of my live streams. I was like, how do you think that turkey got to the store in the little vat thing for you to go take it home and cook it? Right. A brother like me had to go to the turkey.
You know how many trucks that turkey got on before it sat on that table?
Man, at least 5. At least 5. I'm the guy that goes to the turkey slaughterhouse, sits there because they're still curing, cutting, and stuffing and filling your turkey with shit. I'm sitting there on my phone like, waiting for your turkey load to get done. And then these things come in these big vats. They just throw them in there. Then they got to go to another spot where they have to be wrapped and cooked and pre-sealed and all that. Then it goes on another truck, and then it gets and then it goes to another warehouse,
distribution center.
Then another truck gets it to bring it to the store. Yep. It's like 5 trucks before it gets to you. So again,
be thankful I picked this job.
There's a lot of people that don't want to.
Will picked his job.
There's a lot of people that don't want to do this job.
A lot of the freight that we do take, in my case, it's not really of high importance. Okay, so for example, the load I got now, I'm carrying auto glass, like windshields and side windows for automobiles. That's really not that important.
Nope.
And it's going to Billings, Montana, to Speedy Glass there in Billings, Montana is exactly where it's going. It's a little hole-in-the-wall store. And so it's one of these situations where I got to pull up and park out on the road, and then they come out with a forklift and put a pallet jack inside the truck because they don't have a dock. So I'm wasting my Thanksgiving out here on the road so these people up here can get new fucking windshields.
Yeah.
So a lot of the loads that I take aren't very of much importance. But apparently it's important enough to fucking need it tomorrow.
Yeah. Like half the people that are home right now are going to come out and work for the next 3 weeks and then 4 weeks and then be going right back home for Thanksgiving.
Christmas.
Or I'm sorry, yeah, Christmas. We're on Thanksgiving. Christmas. Mm-hmm. Where you know where I'm gonna be?
Right here.
Right here.
Same here. Me too.
And they'll be like, well, you choose to do that. So let's be honest, right? So with everything at the highest that it could possibly be at, and I'm not no child. I'm a grown-ass man. He's a grown-ass man. We have responsibilities. And there's conversations that float around on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And when you have responsibilities, you have to do what you got to do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. I've been married 17 years. You think that Easy on my wife, bro.
Oh, I miss Mama Bear.
You think that's easy on my wife? No, but she knows
Mhm.
why I'm out here. You know, my youngest son is in the chats. This is the only way me he gets to see me physically. I can FaceTime him and stuff like that, but he doesn't know when I'm up because I'm up all hours of the night, all hours of the day.
Right.
He's asleep. So this
Right.
when I do live streams, this is the only time me and him get interacting. He's the only one that be watching my videos, and I physically started YouTube for him. He's the
Mhm.
one that designed the truck that I'm in. He designed it. I did. I just said, okay, that's what you want to put on it. Cool, cool. Like try to and bring him into my world because as a dad, like most people don't understand us dads that want to be in our kids' lives, that want to be rocking with them.
Well,
We're out
let's
here
not get
doing
into
it.
that conversation.
We're out here because of I'm sorry, man. We out here because of them, you know, and people will swear up and down that you don't care. You don't care about your kids. You don't want to be there with them. You don't want to. Man, I love playing Mortal Kombat with my kid. Man, he beats my ass in it, and he can contest to it. But we play Mortal Kombat shit like that. You know,
See,
my
that's
my
that's the thing that people don't understand. And for those of you that want to comment, on that um topic, unless you're out here on the road or unless you're gone away from your family, whether it's military or if you're a pilot or whatever, unless you're gone away from your family for months or weeks or whatever at a time, shut your mouth. You have no idea the mental the clusterfuck that goes through our heads as a truck driver.
every,
Now,
yeah, every day.
yes, for the most part, what we're doing is literally sitting here holding on to the steering wheel. Yes, we have outside factors that cause stress, drivers, general traffic, weather, whatever. Um, but now, like somebody in my shoes, like spring, summer, and fall, I'm typically running the overnights. I just prefer to run overnights. I'm more of a nocturnal person, I guess. I don't know. But all you have nothing but time to think. And now you're thinking about your kids, you're thinking about your family, you're thinking about friends, things that will put you into a depression instantly.
A
Because
mental
like
fog.
Will hasn't been home in months. We just had this conversation yesterday. He misses, his wife, his kids, the dogs, the birds, the bees, everything. The birds and the bees.
I want
There's
to
a
do
lot of things that, part of part of the sacrifice that we make is this time away from the people that we would much rather be sleeping next to or playing video
oh,
games with or going
man.
out to dinner with. We can't just, hey, you know what, let's go out to dinner and get up and go. Will's son can't say, hey, Dad, let's play Mortal Kombat.
Nope.
He can't just do that. We don't have that time. Most people, they get out of work at 5 o'clock in the evening. You got 4 or 5 hours a day to spend to your kids before they go to bed. We don't. This is how we interact. FaceTime,
Yeah,
phone conversations, headsets. This is us right here.
all
This is how
day,
we interact with our families.
every day.
Now, it will put you into a depression if you let it, and it gets hard. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I am a grown ass man, but there are times, man. It just my
Beat you
demons
over
just
the
my demons
beat.
just beat my ass.
It beats you over the head because you sit here, like I started driving. Now here's a reality. Here's a reality check for you guys, right? I started driving when my little man was 8 years old. He is now 16 years old.
Hold on, you and Chucker L. Why are we here just to suffer?
Who said that? My son did.
Yeah.
He's probably speaking to texting. I don't know. You and Trico, why are we here just to suffer? We're because of what we're talking about, and
Oh,
because he's like teary eyed. I'm just like, you got like I was
it's
saying,
hard. You know,
you got
we're not talking about this stuff to make anybody else,
feel
sad or
bad.
anything like that. It's just more of an understanding of what it is that we do. It's not just that we drive trucks for 10, 11 hours a day and we deliver freight across the country. And, you know, on a more personal level, people don't look at truck drivers. Say, all right, let's do this way. If you're driving down the road and you see a truck, what do you see? You
A
see an
truck.
18 wheeler.
Yeah.
You don't see the driver that's driving it. I don't
Nope.
care what color you are, what nationality you are, what sexual orientation you are, what religion you are, what politics you believe in. You don't see the driver.
You
You
just see the
see a
truck.
truck driving down the road, and most people look at trucks as, oh, that's just the biggest truck. They're the slowest vehicles on the road. They're just in my way. They're a pain in the ass. We don't want the trucks on the road. This is what people see and think.
Hmm.
They don't see the driver that's actually behind the wheel that's operating this machine. And not only that, what we do for a living, just delivering freight across this country, you don't look at the driver. You don't look at, and this is something that I do now because, from doing this for so long. But, when you see a driver as a driver, that man's away from his family, that man's away from his kids, his wife, his girlfriend, her husband, her kids. There's women. There's shit ton of women out here doing this job.
Hell yeah.
And you don't think of the mental aspect of what this driver goes through every minute of every single day.
No, you
Being
don't.
away, and it's just like I said. When you're driving down the road, you see the truck. You don't see the driver.
You don't
So,
see the person
doing
that's
this,
behind the truck. Yeah.
right. So talking, like Will and I, talking like this, it's just to help people get a little bit more of an understanding, or maybe even if it takes one person to stop, take a step back and look at things a little bit differently. I mean, it's just people don't get it.
I think that the biggest, like I said, I started when my son was 8 years old. He's now almost 16 years old,
Right.
and every part of life, like you try to tell people, you're gonna miss birthdays, you're gonna miss anniversaries, you're gonna miss Christmas,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, New Year's, this day, this day, this day, and you can try to plan your way around the stuff that's gonna happen so you can be there,
Hmm.
but you're gonna have a day where a shipper decides he wants to decline your whole load and they leave the whole shit on your trailer to leave you to deal with it. While they go home, you gotta deal with it. You gotta make a call, say, hey, I got this, and then you gotta boogie over here to deliver it, to drop it off at some place, and then it messes up your whole day.
Hmm.
And for the people that say, oh, well, you can just go home and you can go do this, it's like it's not just to go home and go do this, because let's look at that. Let's look at that process, right? So say I was to go home. I'm in a contract, so I have to now suspend my contract. I then have to go through a process to clean out this truck, turn this truck in, which is a process to make sure that there's all this stuff going on. Put my stuff in that truck, get a ride home. Then I'm at home. What am I gonna do? I gotta go find a job. So then I gotta go find a job. I gotta go put applications. Somebody might say, well, you could go do applications while you're there. A lot of these applications, yeah, you can do online, but then you gotta do interviews. So by the time you get out, by the time you get there, do your end of lease inspection, clean out your truck, get in the car, go back home, sleep, get up, go do your drug test for your next place, do orientation. You've already missed a week of work. So now it's a
But
paycheck
yeah,
that you're
your
missing.
bills didn't stop.
Your bill didn't stop. So I remember this driver, his name is Trucker Brown. He said the biggest
Hmm.
mistake he made was job hopping, because you're losing out on money. Now, people like to job hop because they think that the grass is greener over here. The grass is green. Sometimes it is, but a lot of times I bet if you really think about it, they probably, for an exception of guys that go work at like that other company up there in Chicago, we all know that company. Uh, most of the people, when they find a good spot, they stay there. They don't leave. They stay there.
Well, I
Are
mean,
there?
look at me. I mean, for those on your channel that know me and have watched me go through my process, I've been at a lot of different companies, and it took me 6 years to finally say that I'm happy where I'm at. I have been with this company now. Normally, and Will knows this, I normally give everything 30 days.
Yep, 30
Now,
days.
it's either make it or break it, 30 days. And most companies will screw me over before that 30 days even happens, and I'm out the door. The first time you screw me over, I'm out. I don't give you a second chance to do it again.
Right.
This company that I'm at now, I've been with for 4 or 5 months now, and I'm genuinely happy here. These people treat me like gold. I got brand new 2024 Kenworth with a Cummins motor, brand new trailer. Everything about this place I enjoy. I don't have all the safety equipment on my truck. Nothing's beeping at me because those who know me that was one of my biggest pain in the asses. But
Mhm.
I don't have none of that. But it took me 6 years to finally find a company that I could genuinely say that I'm happy with, all around. They have never screwed me over. My paychecks have never once been wrong. Um, they don't bother me. My dispatcher gives me the load. That's it. I don't ever hear from him. In fact, half the time I don't even talk to him on the phone. He sends me the rate con through a text message. I send him a text back, say I got it. I don't hear from him again until I'm bumping the dock at the receiver, and I tell him, hey, what's our next load? I
That's
don't
the
ever
good
hear from
part.
anybody.
That's the good part. When you have a company that you don't get harassed, they let you do your
Right.
work. They say, "Here's your
But it
load,
took me
bam."
6 years to find it.
So here's the question: how much money do you think you lost by jumping around trying to find the company before you found this
Oh
company?
my God. I don't even want to think about that.
So that, see, he doesn't even want to think about it because he
Nope.
knows that the sentiment is true. You jump around, you lose money because you're looking for the right company. So then the
Yeah.
sentiment is: do your research, talk to the drivers, see if some of them,
That's key right there. Talk to the drivers. Because these
yeah.
recruiters and these companies, they'll paint you a beautiful picture. They will tell you anything and everything that you want to hear. And you're going to think in your mind, oh my God, that sounds great. And then you're going to go to orientation and oh my God, it went so nice and smooth. And I'm in a truck. Oh, look, I'm in a brand new truck and everything's going great. And then you get a $17
Broke back
paycheck.
trucking. Broke back
Right.
trucking. Hurt truckers' feelings.
And, and then you're sitting there questioning yourself, what the hell happened? This was a lie. That was a lie. The recruiters are liars. The dispatcher's a liar. You know, these people will feed you the biggest line of shit because the thing is they want to tell you what you want to hear to get you in the door. Once they get you in the door, they get you in a truck. Once you're in a truck, you're making them money. You're
Yeah.
pulling their loads. They're making money. Most companies out here, and I'm not even going to lie, most companies out here don't give a shit about their drivers. They don't care.
Yeah.
As long as if you're in that truck and you're pulling freight, they don't care what you're going through. They don't care what the weather is out here. They don't care. Long as if you deliver the load on time, they don't care. Because when you deliver your load, they get paid. That's all they
I
care about.
think I think that you have to, it really depends on the company. When somebody says, "Oh, we're family and it's a family atmosphere." Okay, get with one of the drivers and have him call it. If the dispatcher knows that person's name and it's not from a derogatory
Right.
sense of thing, that tells you something. If they know you by
If
the
you
phone
call
number,
if you call up your dispatcher and your dispatcher says, "Okay, what's your truck number?" That's where you're fucked up.
well,
They don't
you
even know.
that's
They know your name. They may know you. Your name is Al, but they only
but
know
they
you
don't.
by your truck number.
Well, right. But if you've had
That's
that,
where,
that's why it's important to have. That's why it's important to have relationships with each and
right,
everybody in your network that works with you. I
right.
know who my day fleet manager is, my afternoon fleet manager, my evening fleet manager is. I know who my road assist advisor is. I know who my weekend dispatcher is.
See, I
I
don't
know
have any
all of
of
them.
I don't have any of that.
And if they
The
do,
only
and if it's
guy I got is
somebody,
a dispatcher.
and if I don't know that person, I'm like, oh, I'm like, you knew? And they be like, yeah. I'm like, oh, what's up, man? I'm immediately trying to, cause I'm gonna need you at some point. So let me get to know you. Hey, how the kids? How the wife? Da da da. You know,
Hmm.
makes you more personable. So you're not just a truck
Right.
number, because I can guarantee you, there's a 5,000 trucks. 3,999 of them are assholes yelling and screaming and bitching
Right.
at that fleet manager.
Right.
I would rather be driver 499 or 4,999. That's like, hey man, how you doing? How was Thanksgiving? How was the wife? How's the kid? How was the birthday? Because they're gonna remember that. So then when it
Well,
comes
it
down to
will. Let me ask you this.
uh
So today being Thanksgiving, did
mm,
anybody from your company, dispatcher, fleet manager, whatever, did anybody from your company text you and say, "Hey, happy Thanksgiving"?
today I got a company wide message that said, happy Thanksgiving.
Right. So
A
somebody did a
fleet
company-wide message. Right.
a,
But
a
nobody
fleet
on a
message.
personal level sent you a text.
No, nobody on
Yeah,
a personal level, no.
me either.
But
These people ain't thinking about their drivers when they're at home. They don't
but
care.
but this is the one thing, I did get a personal message from my fleet manager wishing me a happy birthday. I did get that.
That's cool.
So it depends on how long you've been with your fleet manager and if he knows you.
Right.
Like my fleet manager knows me because I made a point to do something that probably other drivers wouldn't do.
Right.
I try to make myself ready, available, and I'll do what others won't. Even if it screws me over, then he remembers, like, he did this favor for me and it kind of messed him up. Let me make sure I look out for him next time. But I digress. It just depends on the person for the day. It just depends.
So, sidebar. If
Uh
y'all are sitting there wondering what the hell Trucker Al's doing when I'm doing this and I'm looking around,
trying to sneak
so
bug, sneak
right,
bug.
right. So the last truck that I was in, it had an infestation with freaking stink bugs. So there must have been a nest inside the dash because they were coming up through the defrosters. And I was only in that truck for like a month and a half. And in that month and a half, I had killed like 16 stink bugs. And
Sheesh.
now I had gotten into the habit of looking around because I've killed them on the ceiling. I've gotten them coming across the windshield while I was driving. And now let me tell you something. I don't do bugs.
Who does, yo? Who does?
Well, some people, I mean, I've seen some people's trucks and they probably got roaches and it doesn't even bother them.
I don't understand how you get roaches in the truck. I really don't. They have to physically hop on. Hey, grab a ride. Live in here for me. Like I don't
I
understand
don't
that.
even like flies in my truck.
I can't stand that
So
either.
when I was driving down the road and I was in that other Kenworth and I happened to see a stink bug crawling, I literally pulled off to the side of the road. Even as dangerous as it was, I'm not waiting to the truck stop. I'm not waiting to the rest area, 25 mile. That motherfucker is going to be long gone by the time I pull up. Nope. Shut down on the 80, undo the seatbelt, get up, grab a piece of paper towel, grab this thing. Most of them I tossed out the window. I just blew them out the window.
Enjoy your new
But,
living conditions.
right. Enjoy the I-80.
Enjoy your 80.
But
It gets cold.
I had gotten into the habit of looking around, and even though I'm in another new truck, and knock on wood, I haven't had any stink bugs in here. I'm still in my mind. It's like I'm looking around for them because I just don't do bugs. I don't. Mm-mm.
You don't do the little, and they stink too. They're not nice. They
You
stink.
know, oh, and so for those of you that, because I know a lot of people were telling me, oh, stink bugs, you know, I don't know why they call them stink bugs. I've never smelt them. You want to know what they smell like? They smell like a dirty ass armpit. It
Ugh.
literally smells musty.
It's a
And that's what a stink bug, because that's how I know. Because I would get this smell, and now I shower constantly. Trucker Ale don't stink. And I mean, I would get this smell, and I'm like, what the hell? When I first started, I was like, what the hell is that smell? And I'm like, there ain't no way. I'm grabbing deodorant and hit it. Like, there ain't no way in hell this is me. And then all of a sudden, I'd see him crawling. And I'm like, oh, what the hell? And I grab. Well, after so many times that this happened, it dawned on me like, it ain't me that's smelling. I'm smelling them. They smell musty. And so now I started to realize that when I smell that, I know that there's one going to be floating around. So this is why I said. So if you see me like in the video, you see me looking around and shit. It's habit. I'm looking around because they got me fucked up.
They got you looking around like, ooh.
I'm in a totally different truck and everything else, and there ain't been a bug in this truck yet, and it still got me looking.
Got you looking around like, where are they at? Where they at?
Nope.
Feel that.
I don't do nope. I don't do spiders. I don't do flies. I don't do stink bugs. Nope. I don't do bugs. Period. I hate them.
You hate the bugs?
I hate the bugs.
Sheesh.
That's why you know people like I mean I got family that they were infested with roaches, and it's like how do you sleep at night knowing that these? Oh hell no!
You remember the show? Welcome to Joe's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Joe's apartment. It's our
Man,
apartment.
I'd have earplugs in. I'd have nose plugs. I'd get a CPAP machine just so I could breathe and plug. And no,
we
sitting
made
there
around
sleeping at
100
night, and all of a
years
sudden
and
something
be
crawls up
here
your nose and
after
shit.
you.
Ew. Nope. No thanks. All set.
That used to be the movie. Welcome to Joe's apartment. It's our apartment too. Oh my god! Anybody that hasn't watched Welcome to Joe's apartment, it's a great MTV movie.
You gotta watch it at least once.
You gotta watch it at least once. It will have you on the floor. You will be man. You when you need a laugh, you can watch this movie and it will give you a freaking laugh. Hands down. Hands down.
You know, again, would I recommend somebody new getting in the trucking industry? I wouldn't. Will.
I recommend.
Will.
I will recommend it only if you have a stable relationship. Does
it take a strong woman at home? Does it ever?
I mean, you have to have that. You know, that's the biggest thing. If you have kids, do it when they're babies, like infants. Like they're not gonna remember you not being there a lot.
See, I couldn't do that. I tried. My first daughter, who's now 23, when she was younger, I had tried getting into the trucking industry. She was only a few months old at the time, maybe even a year old. I couldn't do it.
I think
I was gone like 3-4 days. I'm like, nope, I ain't doing this no more. I went right back home. Said, nope, I can't be away from my baby like that.
When my little man was a baby, I worked at a hospital and I was trying to go to school. And in the process of working at a hospital, going to school, I was working at nights, going to school during the day, and it was physically draining. Trying to study and be at work at the same time is draining. Right. So that's why I wanted to get into driving, because I knew that it was consistent. It was job security, for one. Not too many people want to do this job. And for two, I mean, like you get out of one job, you apply, you have another job before you even get out of the first job if you keep your record clean.
Right.
But you can't indulge in certain things. Like another thing that people indulge in right now is smoking weed. You can't smoke weed and do this job.
Nope.
You can't do it. Um, you can indulge in a beer or when you're on home time. You can't do it while you're on the road. Like
No,
physically, I
it's
could not.
illegal to have alcohol beverage in a commercial vehicle.
So I couldn't
So
even
if you
even
get
though I'm
caught,
not
you're screwed.
even if I was on home time or off duty right now, I still couldn't really go get any type of drink or anything because I'm
Yeah.
physically still at work. Um, so yeah, the biggest thing is have a strong relationship at home. Have a goal, be committed to your goal. Your spouse needs to be committed to the goal that you guys are doing together. Preferably she have family at home because it's gonna be tough. You know, she's gonna want you to be at home. She's gonna be tired of her bed being empty. Uh, Women have a need, just like men have a need, and those needs don't always get scratched. You know, so there's got to be some willpower that's in there. Um, but then also the quality the quality of time has to be able to overshot the quantity of time. So if
Hey,
I'm working, huh?
side note, real
What's
quick.
that?
Is your
Hmm?
truck idling?
No, I have my APU on.
I got my truck idling, and I just heard the fan kick on. I'm like, what the hell? I happen to look over. My coolant's at 220.
Do you is your coolant low?
No.
It
I
could
mean,
be
the
running
fan
hot.
kicked on. It just knocked that down to 180. But shit, it's 25 degrees outside.
It's probably because your coolant hit a specific temperature. The motor hit a specific temperature. That's why it kicked on. Um,
Oh, you know
what
what?
was
It's
I?
regenerating, so the RPMs are
That
up.
that's the other thing when it
I
starts to
see.
regen. What was I saying? Where was I at now? Straw.
Talking about what you need to be out here, and wives
Oh,
have needs, men have needs. Get
you
the
have your need. Oh,
never get
quality and
scratched.
yeah, quality versus quantity. So if you're gonna be out here on the road, you're not gonna be able to spend the quantity amount of time. So what you have to do is you have to make up with the quality time.
Right.
So if you don't get the
The four or
quantity, you have
five days that you're at home, you make the best of it.
oh shit. Man, I'm talking like if I like my wife and my kid got used to when daddy was home, we was going somewhere. I'm not staying at home. I don't want to see a McDonald's. I don't want to see a Taco Bell.
Oh
I
my
don't want to
God.
I
I
don't want
hate
to see
that.
a guy.
April did that to me the last time I was at home. We were sitting there. I'm like, man, I'm hungry. She goes, you want McDonald's? I'm like, what do you think? Fuck McDonald's. No, I don't want McDonald's.
I
Pull
don't
into
want
a
to see an
McDonald's
arm.
and I'm pulling this car into a brick wall.
I don't want to see a McDonald's. I don't want to see a
No.
Subway. I don't want to see a Arby's. I don't want to see a Hardee's. I don't want to see Subway. I don't want to see a pizza. I don't want to see none of that. I want something. I don't even want a Culver's. I want a good meal. Like I want something that's gonna cost me. It's gonna cost me a little bit. I'm going to Papados. You ain't never been to Papados, but I'm going to Papados. Hey, we going to Papados? How much it costs? Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't
It don't
care.
matter.
Let's go. You know, like, oh, you want to go to Florida? Let's go. Hey, little man, you want to go to Disney? Let's go. You want to go to Universal? Let's go.
But
Like,
see, and now, like in my shoes, when I go home, April still has to work. She can't just take time off from Walmart like that. So, a lot of times what she does is, they get what's called PPTO or PTO. I don't fucking know the difference, but whatever. But what she tries to do is she tries to save up her paid time off for
when you
when
come
I am
home,
home.
shit.
And
Yeah.
and so that's what she does. She'll take a day or two off, um, just so we can spend some time together. Because I go home for about a week at a time, and yes, in that week she'll get 2 days off, but it might be like a Monday and a Thursday. And so if she works Sunday night she's too tired to do anything. Okay, we got Monday off, but yet she's still got to go to bed early Monday night because she's got to be to work early Tuesday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, we don't have time to do much. I mean, I was just telling her, we need to change a few things. So, like for example, one of the things that I was telling her that we need to change, and this was my idea and what I wanted to do. April's she works her ass off at work, and she's a year younger than me, but our bodies just aren't. We're not 18 no more.
Shoot, nah.
So, like I said to April, what I would like to do is every time I go home, I need to start doing maintenance on this machine that is running me here. So, like I said to her, is maybe we'll go get like a couples massage,
Facts.
and then after the massage, I'm gonna go to a very nice hotel, and I'm gonna get a hotel room for 2 days. And I want this hotel better have an indoor and an indoor pool and spa. So after the massage, we're gonna go to the hotel, and then we're gonna go swimming in the pool, and then be in the spa to relax our bodies because I think we deserve it, and it's something that I think I would enjoy, and I know April would enjoy doing.
Right.
But that it's just because we've never done that. Okay, I mean April and I have been together 4.5, almost 5 years. We've never done that.
Hmm.
I mean, I could probably count on one hand how many special occasions April and I have actually done. I mean, we don't ever do anything. We don't do vacations and things like that. I mean, me coming home, kind of feels like a vacation because you're not home that often. So, like I said to her, is we need to change some things up a little bit, and we're gonna start doing some different things other than sitting home on the couch watching TV. Because hell, I got a TV in here with Netflix.
Well, I
If I'm
think
sitting
that.
home on the couch, I could sit here and watch Netflix.
Well, that's the other thing is like when we get home, we don't want to sit. We
No,
sit. It's like getting off of deployment, and I can't
right.
necessarily, compare deployment to military, but it's like you're secluded. You're confined to your truck because you're responsible for this truck regardless whether you go home and your truck sits at the truck stop and you got to load, you're responsible for it. So when I go home, I'm like, man, where are we going? Are we going to North Carolina? We going to Florida? We going to
Right.
Vegas? We going to Cali? I'm doing something because I am exhausted from sitting behind this wheel. Yeah, I'm making money, but I'm on break now. Now it's like, let's time to go. What we about to go? What
It's
we about
time
to
to
do?
play.
Play. And it goes with the sentiment: work hard, play
Play
harder.
harder.
Like
Yep.
right, like real talk. Go work hard, play harder. You got the wife texting me right now.
Mama Bear.
Yeah, but
I
she's
haven't
I
talked to
said
Mama Bear forever and a day.
she's just sitting there. She said, "Oh, I said live." She's like, "Okay," but I think that I think that like one of the other things is that in this industry, we take they take a lot of the stuff for granted. So, for instance, there's a lot of people will say, two income households, right? Two income households. But back not even 40 years ago, 30 years ago. Yeah, 30 years ago, what would 30 years ago be from today? 1936 or something?
1990. No.
19 No,
Fuck
38 would
30.
be what?
30
30 years
years ago
ago?
was 1993.
Oh shit, I'm getting old. Okay.
What the fuck?
Bro, I'm getting old. I'm thinking that's ancient times. No, it's recent. It's recent.
1993.
Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back another 20 years. So that would be what?
1973.
1973. Okay, uh, another 10 years after that. So was that 50
Si-
years?
63. Yeah.
Was that 50? That's 50 years.
60 years from now.
60 years back, right? So 60 years back, it was a one income household where it would be the man goes home, goes out, goes to work. The wife take care of the house, take care of the kids, take care of the whatever at the house, and the husband would bring the check home and take care, and the woman would take care of everything that she got to take care of at the house. Guy did the work, such and so on and so forth. So now people people have it in their head that um well, the misconception is now that kids, who's raising your kids? TV's raising your kids. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
TV's raising most of your kids.
TV in school.
So TV in school is raising your kids, and then you wonder why you have the kids running around, running amok over here, because you don't have somebody physically showing them the ropes. You know,
Well, having somebody teaching them right from wrong.
or teaching them right from wrong, giving them a conscience. You know, back in my day, man, you did something wrong, you were getting the fear of God beat into you. Let you steal something, you was getting beat. Like, there was no pass go, do not collect $200. You was getting your ass handed to you by your mom or your dad. Most of the time, the woman would say, "Wait until your daddy get home and I tell him what you did." Boy, you was scared out of your
I used to
mind.
get it from both. I'd get
You would
my
get
ass beat from my
ass
mom when
whipping.
I got home, and then she'd turn around and tell my dad what I did when I got home, and then he whooped my
Shit.
ass.
You get your ass handed to you. But now you can't do that. So now it's you have to teach them right from wrong, and there's consequences for that. You want the consequences for that? Okay. I'm not gonna be able to help you, but there's consequences to that. You know, like I find it funny. My wife gets on me about this, but I find it funny. So my little man's in here, but with all the the stuff that's going on here in the world with gender confusion and things of that
Oh,
nature, and
Jesus.
not knowing something, I would tell you this as a dad, this made me proud, right? And my little man's in here, so my I'm on the road and my wife tells me this story. My little man's he's in the same, and he was with his mom and his grandma, and he saw this woman, and this woman had some junk in her trunk. And I laughed my behind off when she told me this, because he physically said, "Oh, He said something along the lines of, "Oh, she's got a lot of junk in the trunk," out loud. And I said as a dad, I was like, "That's." I understood it. That's my boy. I was like, I was like, thank God he likes women's backsides, and it's not, the other challenging issues. I'm not even gonna get into that. I was like, whew, at least it's that. You know, I
Mhm.
have I have no problems with the other stuff. But it just as me, I was like, man, like, yo, he's liking the headlights, and he's liking the dump truck in the back. I can be happy about that. He's probably blushing, but that was the conversation that one told me, and I'm just like, I gotta get it from secondhand information, and I just be like, yo, just okay, bro, okay, man, like. And my wife was like, "He can't do that. He's gonna get in trouble." I said, "You know what? I will take that all day, every day.
Right.
Him, then
Considering the alternative, yeah.
I will take that all day. I mean, at least he didn't go up and grab her behind or something. But he was
Right.
like visually, like, yo, like, you got a lot of jiggles. I was like, oh, thank God. And you know what I mean? I was like, oh, he likes booties. Okay, he likes women booties. Okay. Oh, I was like, so I think that nowadays you just like parenting is hard. There's no book for parenting. There's no book to you know to show them this way, this way. The only thing you can do is just rock with them, be supportive of them. You can say, hey,
Right.
this or that, but you can't judge them. If they want to do this, go ahead. I love you. I'll love you regardless of whatever your decision is. Whatever you
Mhm.
decide to do, I'm gonna love you regardless. I may not be so woo-hoo with you, But I love you, and
Well,
I and
see,
I and I,
now see,
and I got you.
this this can go so many different ways, though. Okay, so
Yeah.
like April has a 14-year-old daughter. She's like my own daughter to me,
Yeah.
and I love this kid to death. And very good-looking girl. Uh, she's going through her stages in
Yeah.
life, and she has decided that she likes women,
Okay.
and she actually does have a girlfriend that um, you know she's been with her now, I don't know, a few months, 4 or 5 months now, and the girlfriend's pretty cool. They're cute together and whatever.
Hmm.
But part of me thinks, okay, 14, 15 years old, it's just a phase. You know,
Hmm.
it's just a thing that most, I think, women go through.
Yeah.
They want to experiment, men, women, whatever. But, to me, in the beginning, like, she was really shy about it, about her liking other women. And I had a conversation with her, and I told her, I'm like, first of all, there's no reason to be shy about anything. You are who you are. It is what it is. And if people don't like you, then so, and she has now since um, come out to like the whole family and her friends and everybody at school knows. And, she realized that it's much easier this way than it is trying to hide it. And to me, as a father, I don't care one way or the other. I mean, like kind of like what April was saying is, I ain't got to worry about her getting pregnant at 14.
Right.
So so it's like kind of a relief, I guess. Um, so it it depends on how you look at it. Now, if I had a boy,
Oh
you
Jesus.
know, and but see, I wouldn't care either. I mean, I've had family members who were gay men and whatnot, and believe it or not, like my uncle, for example, my uncle he passed a few years ago, but he um, he was a gay man his whole life, and
Okay.
believe it or not, he was my fucking favorite person in the fucking world. I
Hmm.
loved my uncle to death. I mean, that guy was, I think, where I got my personality from. As far as, I don't pull any punches and I got no fucks to give. That was him to a T.
Right.
So, and that's why I've always said I've always got my personality from my uncle, not from my father, because my father is totally different than me. And, but even if I had a son that decided, that he was, going to be gay or whatever, it wouldn't bother me in the least.
I don't. I
And I
think that
know,
there's a whole. I think that there's a whole lot of emphasis on what somebody is. It's like I don't care. I
right?
just think that you all need to be. You all need to show the same type of
If
love
you're a
and
decent
affection.
human being, I don't
Yeah.
give a shit what you do in the bedroom.
I don't. That's behind closed doors, and
Right,
it's whatever. But I
right.
think that the biggest thing that is the challenge is that a specific group feels unloved by specific groups. They feel unloved and they don't get that love and affection because all everybody needs is just some type of love, and it's not
Right.
like a sexual type of love. It's just like, oh yeah, this is my da da da.
They want
I love him like
acceptance in the world. But see, and
yeah.
this is kind of like what I was saying to my daughter is that you know it doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, trans, whatever. You're either going to be accepted by other people or you're not. You know how many
Oh
people don't accept me for who I am? Now, I'm a straight,
yeah.
obviously straight male, but there's so many people out here that don't like me because I speak my mind. I speak the truth. And
Yeah.
sometimes the truth hurts your feelings. But the fact of the
Uh-huh.
matter is if you weren't such a piece of shit, then you wouldn't have to worry about Trucker L coming at you. So,
Right?
but there are
Be
so many
honest.
people out there that don't accept me for who I am. Like my family, I
Yeah.
don't speak to not one single family member in my entire family. I got 3 siblings, 3 sisters. I haven't spoken to them in years.
I think
My
people are
father's still alive. I haven't heard from my father in 3 years.
I think people are afraid of what they don't understand. And I think the not understanding is like, for instance, I think ask yourself this, right? When you see a sign and it says male and female bathrooms, what do you get when you go into the female bathroom? Just a bunch of stalls. I used to be a janitor. Just a bunch of stalls.
Right.
When you go into a man's bathroom, what do you get? A bunch of stalls and urinals to where you
Right.
stand up and take a piss. It's the
But
same thing. So that
hold the thought. So now, if my 14-year-old daughter walks into a bathroom and I know that she's sitting in a stall with her pants and underwear down to her ankles,
Mhm.
and a grown ass man walks into that same bathroom and he's about to drop his drawers right next to her,
Well, there's
I
a
promise you on everything fucking holy that I'm gonna break his neck.
well. So here's the question, right? Here's the caveat to that, right? So our mind is 100% going to the negative of you saying him going to the bathroom, bringing out his Johnson to go to the restroom. He doesn't. I don't think he's giving two craps about the woman over there going taking a piss or taking a dump. I don't think he's paying any mind to her. He's on there to do his
Are
business.
you willing to trust that with your 14-year-old daughter?
That is the thing. So when you look at it from a big standpoint, the only thing that is differentiating is the possibility. So the possibility is what everybody is worried about, not the act, not this and this. There's two actions going on. I'm taking a leak. I'm taking a leak. It's just two separate genders. So in my mind, it's the same bathroom. You know, like if you got a guy that transitioned to be a female, but he just hasn't had bottom surgery, and he goes in the woman's bathroom, am I thinking that he's having the urge to maybe want to try?
Let me ask
No.
you this. Is it a possibility that a man transitioned to be a man to be a woman from a man?
Mhm.
Is it possible that he transitioned so he can get closer to women in vulnerable situations?
There's a possibility of that. Yeah.
That eliminates it right there. You stay away
There's a
from my kid.
there's a possibility. There's a
Right.
possibility with
Because
anything
that possibility is there. Right. And now I, as a father of a 14-year-old daughter, I'm going to do everything I can to protect her.
because of that
Again, she
possibility.
goes into that bathroom to use the restroom, and a
Mhm.
grown ass man walks in there. I don't care if he's wearing a dress or not. It's game over.
But you want to beat them up, but that's the reason why so many people feel that they're not accepted, because we automatically go to the negative of their transition, their confusion. I don't Would I trust it? I see,
Then you
that's
know
the
what you
thing.
do? You know what you do?
Maybe I go in
This
there
will
with them.
this
I don't
no no
know.
no. This will eliminate it all. Okay, right now in society we have 2 separate bathrooms. Men have
make a
theirs, women
trans
have theirs.
make a trans bathroom.
Make a third bathroom. Make it for trans. This way, if women feel comfortable walking into a trans bathroom, they can. If a man walks in behind them, that's your choice. You got another bathroom to choose. You got your own.
I think that causes a lot of confusion, but I don't understand when you really think about it. You go look, it's like it's the you're like, what are you tripping about? You're tripping about the possibility of somebody committing some type of sexual crime, and
Yep.
with that possibility of some sexual crime,
Because it happens
they
so often, you can't help but think about it.
yeah, and that's the thing. So then you have a divide. So you divide it, and then it's like, but I mean, I, I don't know how many times I've gone to like a football game, and you see the bathroom for the ladies' room wrapped around the building, and then you can see the guys and they're just in and out, in and out, in and out. I, it I don't, and then you see somebody that's that's transitioning. Do I treat them different? because I see this dude. Like I've seen it happen. You go in, you see a guy wearing a dress and he's going into the men's restroom. I'm looking like, are you a female? Like I'm not caring what you. I'm like, you in the right bathroom? Like, okay, that you don't even pay a mind. It's just like I gotta go to the restroom. Like there was one time I walked into the bathroom at a truck stop and the ladies cleaning the bathroom. Do I care?
That just
No.
happened yesterday where I'm at.
I'm going to take a
I'm
piss.
standing I'm standing there at the urinal, literally fucking free as a bird. And in
Like
comes this lady, and she's sitting there cleaning the bathroom, and she didn't even care that I was standing there. And I mean, I'm whatever.
Okay.
You know,
Because
my thought was, if you don't care, I don't care. I mean,
well, that's the thing. It's a care, and that's what I'm saying. That the care, and then the aspect of not caring. And I think that a lot of the people nowadays they have too much of a scarcity mindset and oh he's going to do this, oh she's going to do, but most of these people are very protective. And if you see a grown ass man that's not the person's dad hovering or doing something inappropriate, you're gonna have a whole lot of people beating the shit out of that dude or that person. You're gonna have a whole lot. So
but
I
you're
think that
not
there's a
going to get the opportunity or the chance
yeah,
to do that to my 14-year-old
well
daughter.
that
Because
right.
what's that
That's
gonna do? What's that gonna do to her mentally?
oh
If
that's
she
gonna fuck
goes in
her
and
up too.
say we're at a restaurant and she goes into the women's bathroom or whatever to use the restroom and some dude walks in there and say God forbid so he tries something, what's that gonna
I,
do to her mentally?
well, I
I'm
think that
sorry, as a father, you ain't getting
I
that opportunity with my daughter.
but I think nowadays as a dad you probably would have went to the bathroom and stood by the bathroom when she went in. I think that you would do that.
If a man walks in behind her, I'm
No, no,
pulling
no.
her
I'm
out of that bathroom.
no, I'm talking about
I
if
mean, I don't
you're
like if we go to a restaurant and she goes to use the bathroom, I don't get up and go with her.
well, no, I'm talking about not like at a restaurant because typically most upscale restaurants have, some the upper scale restaurants have one of the people in the bathroom. Hey, here, would you like
Right.
a cloth? Shit like that. But if I got a daughter, she's 14, and we're at a restaurant, and I may not feel comfortable because girls are getting snatched up faster than anything else nowadays. They're a hot commodity. I might be like, yeah, go ahead. I'll be right here, and I might walk over there and just wait. That's just being respectful. Make sure nothing happens to her, or I'm watching to make sure that nobody
See,
she
that's
doesn't get.
that's me. I'm sitting at the table watching.
Right,
Like,
I'm
okay,
gonna do
where are the
that.
restrooms at? Oh, they're over there. Okay, go ahead. I got
I
you.
see it. I see a direct line. So
Right.
I think we're programmed that way. But when it comes down to this whole gender thing, I think that it's made more crazier than what it really should be because I think a lot of people are just trying to get in and out and do what they got to do. It's not. I would say out of 100%, I would say 10% are people have a crazy disposition and on
You know,
crazy.
I'm gonna say this, and I know it's probably gonna piss a lot of people off, but you know me, I don't give a fuck. I think a lot of this shit is for attention,
I think it is too. Because ain't
and
nobody ain't
you
nobody
know,
worrying about it at
you
the end of the
got
day.
you got Gay Pride Month, you got Gay Pride parades. Fuck, they took the entire rainbow. They didn't just take a color; they took the whole fucking thing. You got all this shit. Show me a straight Pride Month. Show me
I
a straight Pride parade.
I think
And
it's more about inclusion. They just want to be included. And I personally, and this is my
if you
personal
want to
opinion.
be
This
included, then just go do what you got to do and shut the fuck up.
well, I
Nobody
think I
cares.
well this is another topic, right? So my opinion is that there's enough kids out here that need parents. Now, you have kids that are in foster care. You have kids that are wanting to be part of a home, wanting to be part of a household. You make it hard for somebody that wants to be a parent to adopt a child. You make it hard. Whether they're
Hmm.
mom and mom, whether they're dad and dad, they have two people. Is it confused? Is it confusing? I'm not gonna say it's confusing. It's a matter of what you're teaching them. It's a matter if you're a mom and mom, that's your choice. If you're a dad and dad, that's your choice. But that person doesn't mean that they have to be that way. It just means that you had enough love to show that child love. Because all kids need some
Well,
type of
if you have two gay men or two gay women that end up adopting a child, they don't raise that child to be gay because according to them, gay. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gay, but according to them, it's not a choice. But if you say, for example, you have two gay men who adopt a male child, if that male child grows up to be a straight man, they are just accepting to that child as anybody else.
right,
They don't raise that child to be gay. They're not looking to adopt a child to teach him to become gay.
right.
They're accepting him for who he is or, what he is or whatever. So I mean, do gay men should they allowed to be adopting a child? Why not?
But that's the question. It's hard. They make it extremely hard, and they say, "Oh, it's going to confuse the child." No, it's not going to confuse the child because it's they may say this is my I have two daddies or I have two mommies, but that doesn't mean that that child's going to be that way. That
Right.
means like I have two moms and dads that love me, that want to be here for me, to
But
show me
again,
the
you
way of
got to
the
look at, this is something that, if you got to look further into this, it's actually a person that makes this decision. Okay,
right,
so there's, these two, say two gay women or whatever, but gay men, doesn't matter. They are going to do an interview with a human being, with another person. Hey, I want to adopt a child. Listen, we got all this money. We're going to put this money down to adopt a child. It's that particular person that makes it hard for these people to adopt this child because of their situation, because they're gay. It's not even a situation, it's just because they're gay. But, again, it's a human being that makes this decision.
right.
That shouldn't be allowed. Who the fuck gives this person that's sitting on the other side of the desk, what the hell gives you the right to decide whether or not I can have a kid or not? Just because I'm gay doesn't mean I can't have a kid. So if you look at my background record, and I got a clean record, I've never been arrested. I have a great career. I make great money. I can obviously afford a child. If they're all of the things are in place to where this child can grow up and have a great life, the fact that I'm gay does not mean I should not allow or I shouldn't be allowed to have a child. That person on the other side of the desk should not be able to make that decision.
Well, it's based. They're basing it on your sexual orientation, so they're saying, "Oh, you're not going to be able to teach him the right things."
Right.
But I really think that doesn't really matter. I think that
That should be considered discrimination,
it should be, because
but it's not.
it's not gonna based on what that kid wants to do or that daughter wants to do. All kids need is somebody to just love on them. And you would find that most of the kids that are out here running rapid in Chicago and doing all these crimes are lacking one thing, and one thing only: a father that loves on them hard
Hmm.
and is there for them 100%.
They
And
didn't have
is
anybody there to teach them right from wrong. And
and they
the
didn't
other
have
thing is they don't have a conscience.
well, they don't have a conscience because that one was never provided for them for. Who tells them what's
Right.
right from wrong? Who builds that into them? Who installs that? Like my son knows what right and wrong is, and then he knows that I get if he physically does something wrong, and I physically catch him doing something wrong. Oh, I'm about to get in that ass about it. Be like, bro,
Hmm.
why you do that? What was the point of that? You know you smarter than that. Don't do that. And he can contest to it. He's in the live stream. So I mean, you get it. You don't have to physically say stupid shit or beat them or anything. You could just be like, no, that wasn't right, and you can talk to them with sense. That wasn't right, bro. Why you do that? Well, I didn't know. You like, come on now. There's consequences for your actions. I'm here now,
Hmm.
and I can tell you there's consequences for that. So keep that shit up. You're gonna end up over here behind closed doors, behind bars, Do you want to do that? Okay, let's go talk to this person. Let's go talk to this person. You want to meet somebody? Let's go. Let's introduce you to that. But I think that if you had if everybody had the capacity to understand that it's not about gender dysphoria, not knowing, where you're others non-binary, this my pronouns, this and that, that's fine. I think that that's just a scapegoat. I really think that you should be able to, if you wanna identify as this, okay, identify as that. That's you want to put that out in your application. You want that confusion, okay. All I know is that your genetics, your bone structure, your hips, your this, you were born a female. You wanted to change that? All right, cool. That's your choice. You want to go through the process of that? I would implore any of you guys out here, if
I
you
don't know
really
where the hell
want
you
to.
get the money to have that kind of surgery. That's
Well,
my question. I don't give a shit that you're having the surgery. I don't give a shit that you want to become a man. I want to know where the hell you got the money for the damn surgery.
Anybody that wants to get into that and see that, I would implore you to go watch that surgery. Watch that surgery in
No,
detail.
I'm good. I'm all set.
I know,
Nope.
I know that you are, but I would implore anybody to go
Nope.
watch that's the transformation from a female to a male and a male to a female, and then you tell me that there's not something that you got to give them some props for.
Remember that conversation we had with Adam? With his vasectomy?
He was like, oh yeah,
Nope.
like one of my boys was
Nope.
like, man, he wanted a vasectomy, and I was like, bro, like, in our age group, he's got kids, he don't want no more kids. Him and his wife don't want no more kids. I was like, you sure you want to do that? He was like, yeah, man, I don't want more kids. I said, there's easier ways, and I keep it 100 on this channel. Like, it's easier places to put it. There's
Him and I had this conversation, and he started talking about the details of a vasectomy. And let me tell you right now,
it's like a grapefruit being punctured. No, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm all set.
I don't want a needle going into the grapefruits. I'm good.
Nope.
No needle, no knife, no nothing. It makes you flinch. Like,
I would rather have another kid than have a vasectomy.
Oh my god. But the thing is,
luckily enough, I ain't got to worry about that because my other half is fixed. So she already went through it. I ain't got to worry about it.
I would implore anybody that has an issue or a challenge
And
with
that's my
somebody.
advice. That's my
Go
advice
look at that surgeon. Go look at that surgeon before you make judgment on the person. Go look at that surgeon to see what they have to go through through that transformation, and it will give you a whole different perspective. So, just
my
to
advice
do it.
is find a woman that's already fixed.
I mean, you can do that too. I mean, that's just a whole different conversation. But like I said, guys, we keep it 100% on this channel. We this is the conversations that me and Trucker have on a daily.
So when you gotta stay up late at night and you gotta drive all night long, this is it right here. This is what we do.
When you guys are sleeping, cuddling next to your wife, and caressing the milk duds, this is the conversation that we have when we're just like
there all nestled up next to her and spooning this, that, and the other. This is what Trucker Al and Trucker Will are doing right here.
We're on the blacktop when you're doing your first rollover before the crows squeak and squeal and the birds start chirping. We're having a conversation on our second cup of coffee, sitting next to whatever, blowing his guts out the back end. And he's like, oh, that Taco Bell.
This shit'll go on so long. When I take this headset off, my ears are still stuck to the side of my head here. It's like I gotta peel my ears off.
But this is the conversations that we have, guys.
And the thing is, like, we've been live here for 2 hours and 20 minutes. It doesn't even feel that long.
No, because
I'm sitting there. Right, I'm sitting there scratching my head like, damn, I got to get to bed soon because I got to be up early. But to me, it was like, we do this all the time.
My little man said, find a woman with a good personality who you love and care for and cares for you too. That's what he said. Look at him. Look at him come.
Real talk.
Look at this is finding a woman with a good personality who you can love and care for, for you, too. Like look at him coming through with the knowledge. Look at little man coming through with the knowledge, yo. Mama raised him right.
That's real talk right there.
He said meant to say care for. I mean, look at little man coming through with the knowledge and remind you he's a youngin, but he's spitting out the knowledge. I mean, you can't beat that, you know.
Right.
So he gets that from his dad. You know, he knows I love his mom. You know, he knows I do anything that I possibly can for her. You know, I may not be home, but he knows that, and he can tell you because he's saying it. That's him saying it, not me, him. So that's why you guys gotta understand that when you're out here trucking, you are leaving a massive impression on your kids. And the only reason I started doing these videos was for him, so he can watch his dad as his dad goes. It's a live video, so that when I'm no longer here on this road, and if he wants to see his dad, he can always just and he can see his dad. And see the conversations. He can see me. You know, it's a sad point to think about sometimes, but that's the really reason why I started doing it, was just so that he had a running vlog to be able to see me. You know, there's the ups, there's the downs, there's the ins, there's the outs. What it is, what it is.
There's up and downs in every situation, including this one.
Yeah, he said. He said thank you. Little man be coming through with the things, man, for real. Little man comes through with the things. I know you got to get some sleep, dude. It's what is it over there? 6, so it's what, 8 o'clock where you at?
7:35 here.
7:35 where Trucker Al is at it. It's 6 o'clock and it feels like it's late as hell for me.
Well, the thing is, like, I mean, I don't deliver till 8 a.m. and I'm only a half hour out, but shit, let me plan this in my head here. So they open up at 8, so I want to be there by at least 1:45. I'm a half hour, so 7:15, but I want to be up.
This is what other truck drivers do right here. We plan.
Right.
We're planning.
So it's like, what time do I need to set my alarms for? How much time do I need to make coffee and wake up and, you know, meet the weather, ice, snow, here in the fucking frozen tundra.
Make sure the truck is good, tires are good, all of that shit, bro.
Yeah, just what I want to do. Get up out of the truck when it's 22 degrees outside after I just woke up, because I want to go look at lights and tires.
Yeah, lights and tires. You want to look at lights and tires, right? Lights and tires. But it's the conversations that me and Trucker Al have. If you guys ever want to be part of the conversation and give your input, just put a comment in the put a comment in the thing. We'll try to get to you so you guys can join in on the conversation live on the Trucker Will channel. I'm gonna let Al go get some sleep, because he's talking about he's got to wake up, he's got to make coffee, and we've been on here for almost 3 hours. I don't know anybody that's going to watch this whole video for 3 hours. But, hey, they might do it when they want to have something to, what is it called, listen to while they're driving, you know, burning miles.
You know, I was sitting there thinking, you know, we got to do something a little bit different.
What's that?
I wonder... Now, normally Will and I would have this conversation off camera or whatnot, but I don't give a damn. But I wonder if we could start a podcast.
That's
like,
what
we'd be able to run it, but like, you know, if we're driving or whatever, we'd still be able to run it. Kind of like, you know how you and I were always on the phone, we're always talking, you know, whatnot. We could be on the phone for hours, just kind of like what we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
But do it on a podcast.
The only problems with that is that I could do it, but I don't think that Prime would necessarily like it while I'm driving.
All right, so then we're going to have a conversation, because my company don't give a damn rat's ass.
You could do it. You could do it. I mean, yeah, you could do it. You just have to have your computer on. But see, the only other thing is that specific parts of the country, you get really bad reception.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only, even with me having internet in my truck, I still get shitty reception in certain places.
Yeah,
So it's
same here
always,
with mine. I got internet here, and it's just as sketchy as a cell phone.
so I mean, that's why it's better to do it when you're sitting because you can have a straight thing.
Uh,
Um,
we
but
should
that's
we
what
should
most.
do this. We should like schedule. I mean, I know it's kind of hard because our schedules are all over the board. But
It's,
like pick like a Friday night or Saturday mornings or something.
we could do something like that. I mean, most of the I just started just started doing stuff just to see how it worked. This is the first time me and you have been on uh quote unquote podcast, just
Yeah,
having
this is
random.
cool. This is a cool little setup. We're gonna have a conversation on how the hell you did this.
Truck Will, we got them
This is a cool
skills.
little get up.
But
You got too
I
much
mean,
time on your hands.
well, I'll be working with an artist, so I'm always doing something for him. He's giving me an idea, and I try to implement that. So I came up with this so that we can have conversations and different things, and then me and my wife can have conversations. It's a building work in progress, man. It's a building work in progress. But yeah,
Do you
we
guys
could
have
definitely.
Discord you can talk in there? I got Discord.
Discord. I think I have. I'd have to create one. This doesn't take long to create a Discord. We could just have. I think. Well, yeah. I could check it out. See
Shit,
what
I
we
didn't even
have.
think of that. You could download Discord. Yeah, okay, so if I got Discord on my phone, he's got Discord, we can communicate through Discord, but how do we go live
On Discord.
on YouTube, TikTok, or whatever, running the Discord? Because Discord is just a communication thing.
I think the live piece. I can figure that out. There's got to be a way to do it live. My son said this is the first time he saw you.
Yeah, it is.
This is the first time a little man
He's
saw
heard my
you.
name a million freaking times. He's probably heard my voice a million freaking times, but face
He's
to
never
face, yeah,
saw.
this is the first
He's
time he's
never.
seeing me.
Yeah, he's never see you.
It's
That's the
only,
other thing.
your dad and I have only been best friends for like freaking 6 years, but it's all good.
Well, your ass lives in New York and you're never down in Georgia
I'm
anymore.
not in Georgia anymore.
Because
No,
there was a certain thing that
I
was
avoid that state like the plague.
play.
I avoid it like COVID.
I don't know. Do not enter. You go there.
Right.
Things in certain
Things
areas start doing
tickling.
tingling. Things start tickling. Damn. Listen. Yep. Damn.
That's like the gates of hell down there.
But yeah, we'll definitely maybe Friday nights or something like that. We'll
Yeah,
we'll
we're gonna
see
have
what
to
we
do
can.
some research on what we could do.
But I think
I
it's
mean,
it's valid conversations. I think valid conversations that people don't want to have are being had. And you know there's lots of topics we could talk about. Lots of topics to burn the
shoot,
miles.
I got opinions on everything. Bring it.
Got opinions on. Yeah, we all got opinions. I think that it can be like undisputed with Skip Bayless. And I could be Richard Sherman or some shit. We having the different conversations, but definitely some things because you got a few hours. I don't even like my concern is now waking up early to go over here, and then if they don't take me, I'm gonna be pissed because you woke me up early.
Oh, what time are you actually going over there?
Well, they told me 2:45, but I'm like,
So
if I
you
go
go
over
over
there,
there, they don't take you. Now you got to turn around and try to find parking at 3 o'clock in the morning in California.
well,
Good
well,
luck.
there's only two spots. There's this spot that I'm at right now, and then there's a Flying J that's over there, and that one was smaller. I sat here because there was food, so I'm gonna wake up at the Crocodile, drive over there. If they don't take me, I gotta go find another truck stop to sit at to see when they're scheduled an appointment. If they do not get me an appointment for tomorrow, then I'm sitting here through the weekend. and I've been sitting since Thursday.
No, you've been
Oh,
there
this
since what? Tuesday? Today's
damn
Thursday.
it. Yeah, they don't take me. I'll be here till next Monday. If they don't take me and
Be
they
there
don't
a
re
week
and they
on one
I'll
load.
be there a week on one load. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you guys think that
I'd be
this
lighting
is,
that fucking trailer on fire and considering it a loss.
bruh.
Sorry, the
All I
brakes
know,
burned up.
all I know is that somebody's gonna be having to look out for me because this is redundant. I'm not giving them a hard way to go. I'm not calling, cussing them out, none of that. I'm just like, yo, this is
That'd be
redundant.
me.
That would be him. That
That
would be
would be
him.
me.
He'd be over there.
I would have already lost my shit just the shit that you've gone through from then till now. My ass would have been on the fucking plane on my way to fuck home. Or
To
my
leave the
ass would
truck.
be bobtailing home, leaving the fucking trailer there.
Yeah,
This way I don't get
it's
fucking load abandonment. No, the load's there. I'm out.
it's the little things that like my fleet manager, he's off today. He'll be in tomorrow. He's gonna see that they took the load off of me that he gave me, and then and I don't have an appointment. I'm gonna go in there. I'm pray to the trucking gods that they take my damn truck, take my damn load. Pray to the trucking gods that they do. And I've been burning reefer fuel, just 2020, 2020, 2020, 2020, 2020,
Nope.
2020, 2020, 2020.
Nope.
That's all I hear, 2020, 2020, 2020. But
I would not be putting up with that shit.
there's only so you have to deal with the good and the bad and the ugly, and today is just the ugly. It's just the ugly side of trucking right now. That's all it is. The
I mean,
ugly
I
side of
deal
it.
I deal with some ugly shit, obviously, but not like that.
It gets on
No.
my nerves. It does get on my nerves, but what am I gonna do? And just at the end of the day, I still got a job to do. I still got a company to drive to pull for, pretty good company to drive for. You know, I'm just on the bad side of bad juju right now. That's all it is.
Apparently.
Just the bad side of juju. When it's good, it's good, and when it's bad, you have your bad days. It's just what it is. Just what it is. But
Yeah,
it gets
man.
better. It gets better as you go.
That's what they say.
Yeah, it gets better as it goes. But I'm gonna let you go get some sleep, Al. Man, we'll chat it up later on. I appreciate you stopping by and having a detailed conversation with all the trucking people out here in the trucking industry, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Definitely
buddy.
appreciate it. And
I'll catch
for
up with
those
you in
that,
the morning.
all right, my guy, you take it easy, man.
Later.
Later. All right, guys. So that was Trucker Al. He is out going to take a sleep. Like I said before, you got the Yeah Buddy t-shirts that I have for sale that are inspired by your boy Trucker Al there with his Yeah Buddy. You can find that on my Deep Thought Thread store. Link is at the bottom there if you guys want to check out Deep Thought Threads. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Little man, I appreciate you saying what's good and dropping in with your dear young old dad with his homeboy Trucker Al. First time you've ever seen him. So we're gonna get out of here, guys. Remember to be blessed, less stress, keep the left door closed, right foot down. Only when it's safe. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, and hit that bell below so you know when I come out with new videos on my black top journey. Until next time, guys. I appreciate you. Later.